Happy New Year!
I just broke.
Idiot. Right, before it detonates, have that one. And do it again. I'll do it again. Hang on. Oh god, that one's already wasted. Right, 3, 2, 1. Happy you. What? These are shit.
I'll try again.
Go on.
Hey!
There we go. Hello everybody and welcome to our Series 11 review. The camera is completely covered in confetti and all sorts.
It's a good start.
It's 2019, it's the start of a new year. What's your New Year's resolution, Matt?
Wait patiently for Series 12 of Doctor Who.
Okay, yeah, well we've got a full year of that to look forward to. My New Year's resolution is to... I don't make it to the end of 2019, probably.
Just make it to the end.
I can't wish for anything more than that.
I think your New Year's resolution should be tidy up this floor.
Well, it was fine. Well, yeah, it was fine until we let them off. Anyway, so we are here to talk about Series 11 of Doctor Who. Now, do we want to give ourselves an overview of how we felt about it beforehand?
I think so. I think we'll just to... So, this series has been very divisive, hasn't it?
Yes.
You know, people have either really loved it, and I've seen people that really did love it. People have either been, like myself, a bit middling, thought, right?
Yeah.
Other people have been on the other end of the spectrum and absolutely hated it and despised it.
Yeah.
But luckily I'm not in that camp.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle. I thought it was okay.
This is the funny thing I find about it. The way we've described it is like people either really liked it, thought it was okay, or didn't like it. It's like, is that not a description you can apply to anything? But it's just the fact that the way people have been talking about it online has been so like vitriolic, like on both sides. Yeah. To play it fair, obviously.
And that's true. Because if you don't like it, then there's something wrong with you, and like, well, you clearly don't like Doctor Who, or you don't like women, or you don't like whatever. And then on the opposite side, if you liked it, you bloody feminist, lefty, NPC, whatever that is. What is that?
NPC. So I think
non-playable character.
Non-playable character. It's like you're just like a sheep, and you just follow everybody else around like an NPC.
Wow.
I think that's what it is. Wow. Basically.
You must be sad.
Only snowflakes use that term.
I was just saying, sad git if you use that phrase, but anyway.
Anyway, so my feelings going into it were I was extremely positive about it. I have to say,
too.
I wasn't particularly apprehensive because it was so different. Yeah. And it was such a different step for the programme.
I think I was looking forward to that.
Definitely. And I think we were all expecting it to be as radical a change as it pertained to be. Whether or not it was as radical as we first suspected when it started, that remains to be seen in our opinions throughout the video, which may or may not be an hour and a half long like our Series 10 review. Although I have to say, I have much less shite to throw at the series than I did when we did our Series 10 review.
I thought we liked Series 10.
Oh, well...
I liked Series 10,
maybe I'm projecting.
It's only really the monk ones that went...
Series 11, Series 10 and Series 9 just blur for me.
Yeah.
That whole era does.
Series 9 is bad, but Series 10's got some good stories in it. Empress of Mars.
Maybe we were more positive. I can't really remember.
We liked World Enough and Time.
I've got to be honest, I haven't watched that video because it's an hour and a half long and I've got a lot of stuff to be doing in my life.
You don't need to watch it, you were there.
I lived it. But I still don't remember it.
No.
So I was positive. I was looking forward to the change. I think it was needed. I wasn't apprehensive, I have to say. I didn't kind of second guess myself and go, well, actually it might be a bit shite, or I didn't want to let that negativity permeate my opinion before the show started. Yeah. And did you feel the same roughly?
I did. I mean, obviously we've talked about this before in our other videos that we've done about the 13th Doctor and all that business, about our trepidation and stuff.
And I think also everything we don't know about Series 11 is probably a good one to watch in comparison with this to see what eventually we thought of it.
Watch them all in sequence because you'll see the
trilogy.
Grow. I by the time the series was about to air, I was really up for it and I was quite excited. I was very excited actually. I was really, really ready for it. And there had been a lot of hype from the publicity machine saying, it's going to be so different, and Doctor Who magazine was like, this is the most different Doctor Who has felt since Spearhead from Space.
Yeah. And we were seeing like adverts like walking around the centre of Bristol, seeing like Jodie on a phone box
it's weird.
by the Hippodrome. It was like,
it's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting.
But did that pay off?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. So let's start with episode 1, The Woman Who Fell to Earth.
Yeah.
Obviously, from the off, which is something they didn't repeat after episode 1, the BBC logo appearing at the start.
Yeah.
Which I assumed would be a trend that would continue through the series.
I can't remember how it appeared. Was it just black?
Literally just black, faded up BBC, faded out, and then the opening title sequence started.
There was an title sequence, was there, for that one?
Oh, no, of course it wasn't. Sorry, no, it wasn't. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's why they did it in that case, to replace...
they probably just had... Did it just go black, and then it faded out to the whatever...
To the hill.
Oh, yeah, it was the hill, wasn't it, in Sheffield?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sorry, I got that wrong. Yeah, but it was... from the off, it was like, different vibe.
It looks different,
and I mean, when you compare... and this is not to take anything away from the production team of Series 9 and Series 10 and other seasons that have come before it, because they obviously work extremely hard. But this looks head and tails... just the best Doctor Who's ever looked.
Yeah, it looks like a film.
It looks like a film.
Yeah.
And it just had that instant air of, this is a series that can compete with programs like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Or maybe not compete, but stand next to.
Yes.
I always used
to flick through the channels and it
wouldn't look out of place.
Yeah.
Like, I've always made that comparison in videos before, where, at Hall H at Comic Con, Doctor Who go on and do their bit, and then they go off, and then Game of Thrones come on.
Yeah,
and it's a completely different beast.
Yeah.
It looks like a movie, and it feels like a movie, and it's got obviously a different edge and a different atmosphere to it, and maybe a different demographic.
Oh yeah.
But when you look at the two, you just think Doctor Who needs to catch up, really, and it did.
It really did.
Hugely.
Yeah.
So obviously, I think that's
thanks to the lenses from Films at 59
in Bristol.
In Bristol, yeah. We use them at work.
Do you?
Yeah, we use their lenses, and we use all their kit.
Rubbing shoulders with the big leagues.
Yeah.
So
So technically, we could have had tripods in our office that were used on Doctor Who.
Very possibly.
Yeah.
It might have been licked by Chris Chibnall. You never know. So yeah, straight away, looks fantastic. And you instantly get that vibe through the series of the main strain of it wasn't a big bad, even though we had Tim Shaw, which we'll get to later. Yeah. That was my main negative for the series. I'll say it now. Yeah. We'll get onto it later. You have that, instead of having like, a big bad and a bad wolfy kind of theme through the series, you've got the interactions between our family, and it is a family, and they treat it like a family, and that was one of the big positives of the series for me, was the TARDIS team.
Yeah.
And you realise, this is the main driving force of the series, right from that first scene with Grace and Ryan and Graham. And
it harkens back more to Russell T Davies in as much as these are real people living real lives. Yeah. We're in a real life variation of Earth. It doesn't feel... I think with the Moffat
even like Unearthly Child, where you don't see the Doctor until they get introduced to her world.
Yeah.
And you see Ian and Barbara kind of stumble into this bizarre situation they didn't know how to deal with. It's kind of similar vein. It's the introduction of it.
Yeah, that slow pace. And I think that was one of the main things that I took away from particularly the first story, was the pacing of it was so much slower. If you'd think this was a Stephen Moffat era story, it'd have been running at 100 beats per minute. You'd be like, boom, 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 something's happening, snappy dialogue. Whereas this it felt more like a normal drama that you would catch on BBC One. To its detriment, partly. I think. Yeah. Okay. I think it's probably a good idea to splice these things through rather than just like wait until we get to the end and then give our responses. The big drag factor of the series for me was the dialogue and the pacing. Okay, interesting. Because yearned is the wrong word. I really missed the action, bang, 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 punchy Moffat writing, where you've got something happening in every scene, which is
drawing your attention and forcing you to watch.
Yeah.
You know, this is a big action set piece here.
Yeah.
There were very few of those this year.
There really was. Yeah.
And when you get to episodes like, I think the Sananga Conundrum is a notable one, which I liked, but one of those where it just gets very heavy in Christopher H. Bidmead levels of technobabble, and just like, you know, over-explaining.
It plods along, doesn't it, that episode?
Yeah. I think all of them that are especially written by Chris Chibnall, they do suffer from exposition dump all the way through. You know, that feeling of, you know, tell, don't necessarily show. Or even if you are showing, a constant need to explain exactly what's going on from every single character's perspective. And that is really useful when you've got an hour of TV to fill up, right? When you've got an hour of TV to fill up, but you've still got those nuggets of action set pieces happening throughout. Now, I didn't like the Ghost Monument.
No.
But that was full of moments where you go, then they go there and this happens, then they go there and this happens, and it's a big journey. And you've got those checkpoints through the story, interspersed in between with moments of dialogue and moments of reflection. Yet the scene when they're on the boat where they're talking about their families and their backgrounds was, I think, very crowbarred in. But I could already see that we're already kind of, you know, the points of contention are kind of going to be quite big, I think, in the conversation we have about the series. But the problem is that I didn't feel there were enough of those action set pieces through certain episodes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And when you are then just laboured with scenes where things are happening and you've got characters explaining how they're feeling about certain situations while we're seeing, like, you know, President-elect Thompson, Smonson, the Trumpy dude. Yeah. When you've got him explaining, I've just seen my aide getting eaten by a spider, and it's just like,
it's like, we saw that. We know.
I know obviously these characters haven't got a clue. But the Doctor's running towards that room, suspecting there's a spider in it. It's like, or she doesn't even know there's spiders yet. But you know, or whatever. Well, she does. Of course she does. She's been to the flat. I've only watched these episodes a handful of times.
See, I watched them all twice. I do. Actually, the finale was the only one that I thought, I'm really not fussed about watching it again. I'm glad I did. Because it's reminded me of what happened.
How much did your opinions change through watching them a second time?
So, like, with The Woman Who Fell to Earth, I'll be honest, I watched it, and when it finished, I thought, well, that was boring. I found it dull, honestly. I just didn't think anything really happened. I didn't think the monster was that much of a threat. I don't think we had enough time introducing the new Doctor, because we spent so much time introducing these other characters, which is fine, but it just felt like, by the end of that episode, and I think at the end of any Doctor's first story, you should have a real firm grasp on that is who this Doctor is. And I didn't get that. I didn't get that until the next episode.
Sure. I don't think I got it through the entire series.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I still don't really know.
But I would say that's indicative of most Doctor's first seasons.
Okay, yeah.
That they don't really develop. I mean, look at Syl's first series.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, he's totally different.
He's a completely different character.
Yeah.
And I think it will take Jodie at least another series to nail it. Look at Capaldi.
Oh yeah.
He went through three completely different interpretations of his own Doctor. During his tenure. And it was only in series 10 where you think, right, they've got the balance bang on. Perfect mix of grumpy and cool uncle or whatever. And I still don't feel like I have a particularly firm grasp of the 13th Doctor's character, besides fun-loving, adventurous, sees the best in people, full of love, hope and light.
Naive?
Very naive. I like the fact that she second guesses herself. And I like the fact that she does stop conversations and kind of goes, am I being awkward? Am I being a bit...
I quite like that.
I like that because it's like, you know, very real. And it's almost that alien quality coming back to the Doctor with like Tom Baker. Going, you know, wandering into situations and just blurting stuff out, and everyone looks at him like, what's going on? But Jodie is kind of like, oh, did I say something wrong? I like that.
You know? She's the social misfit, isn't she?
And
whereas like all the other Doctors, although they were, eccentric and they were misfits, they weren't really aware of that, were they? They just, I'm a Time Lord, I just go through and do what I want, and that's it.
I really like the idea of the 13th Doctor being...
She's aware, she's quite self-aware of
social misfit. Is that
something that...
That kind of like impish McCoy kind of thing, but just more aware of her surroundings and just maybe shrinking into herself a little bit more and just kind of being a bit coy.
She feels like a Doctor who wants to fit in, and you sort of get that in Arachnids when you see her and they're all going off at the beginning, and she's like, oh well, but by then, and
then at the end when they all decide to go off with her, and she's like, oh, fam, and it's just like, she's really, really trying to bind everybody together.
And it feels like a nice continuation from where we left off with Peter's Doctor, because here was a Doctor who was, I don't do hugging, I don't do this, a bit of a loner, he didn't really go in search for companions, did he? And I guess, with that big speech about never be cruel, never be cowardly and all that business, it feels like this has got to her and she's like, right, I'm taking that on board and I am going to really be the antithesis of what that was, which is what the show needs. She couldn't have been another bloody misery.
But you do need, and I think that's where Jodie's character does falter, is you need those moments of gravity. And, the end of the first episode being a perfect example. That scene where she berates the guy on top of the crane for pushing Tim Shaw off, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Jodie or the 13th Doctor's character, but sort of had that moment where she just goes, you shouldn't have done that, and then we cut to the bottom of the crane. Obviously something important's going on down there with Grace, but it's like that was a moment you could have cut that. You could have cut out.
And you could have gone off and make her looked over, that would have been it. Cut to Grace on the floor. I think, and interesting that this has come out at this time. So obviously the season 19 box set has just been released. Now Peter Davison has always been seen as quite a not naive, but he was always a bit more of a sensitive Doctor in as much as
he's wet. I watching season 19 has just reinforced. He's probably my least favourite Doctor.
Really, I think, like with him, he wasn't always 100% sure of himself, and got things wrong, and he wasn't like the leading man in the room, like with Tom. He didn't come in and just dominate the room. The same as Pertwee. Pertwee glided into a room and you knew exactly who was ruling that space. But I think what Peter does, which we don't get with Jodie, following on from what you were saying, is that at least Peter's Doctor still has those moments of, well, I'm still going to step up to the mark, and I'm going to be the Doctor. I am going to get in the cyber leader's face and call him out on stuff. I am going to be snarky with what's his chops in Fort of Doomsday? The Monarch.
The big dude.
The Frogman. Just things like that, and I just don't feel that we get that with Jodie. No. She feels a bit like, I'll just take a step back. And I was watching the special features on season 19, and obviously they were talking about the fact that, like with now, we have a lot of people in the TARDIS. And I think it was Sarah Sutton said, although Peter as an actor treated us like an ensemble, much in the same way as we do now, she said there was we still always made sure that Peter was the leading man, he was leading from the front. Whereas sometimes...
Do you reckon he was leading from the front when
but sometimes I just didn't get that with, I get so much as with Jodie, it feels like, right, I'm leading you as much as I've brought you to this place, and then as the story goes on, it's just like, oh well, I'll just sort of merge in with you guys and we'll just muddle our way through. I don't feel like she's like the one saying, right, come on, we've got to do this, or
Yeah, I definitely get the impression that as a unit, they're all kind of working together, and that's really nice. But you don't have that moment where
Yaz is there to ask all the questions.
Exactly. Ryan is there to kind of I guess, play dumb.
I can't climb up ladders.
Because that's how dyspraxia works.
I can't run up these stairs.
I love the fact that there are elements of each Doctor Who companion archetype through all of them.
Yeah.
But Jodie has this I have a real issue with the fact that she, like you said, doesn't take the lead. And she doesn't step forward enough in the stories that she's given. Like Rosa, for example.
Yeah.
If the 13th Doctor was there on her own, I'm sure she would have been very capable to take care of that situation herself. But how lucky was she that she had 3 very capable companions
doing all these different things,
being anchor points, going like, right, you look after her at the office, and then or the seamstress office, and then we'll go and sort out the bus stop papers and all that kind of stuff. And I just feel like it makes me question whether or not the 13th Doctor would have dealt with that situation particularly well if she was there on her own. And I haven't got that impression from her of leading from the front and being that driving force through the stories. And weirdly, with season 19, obviously, Adric was the one that was left out in the cold, and I mean, obviously Nyssa had very little to do. Like in Earthshock, she's in the TARDIS for the entire thing. In Kinder, she's ill in the TARDIS for the entire thing. So you've got that element of someone's always losing out. And I think while Yaz also hasn't had enough development through the series, I think the real person that has really been left out of the situation is Jodie, the 13th Doctor. I think she's come out of this series worse for having so many strong characters and strong companions, which sucks because you want to be able to go, they're all great, they're all bringing something to the table, and I'm not saying them as actors but as characters in the story, they're all putting in. But Jodie doesn't seem to be doing enough for me to feel like that leading driving force through the stories. It
just needed a moment more so than in Woman Who Fell to Earth. It needed a moment where she really came up against a baddie and was like, right, I'm drawing the line in the sand, I'm the Doctor, if you carry on this path, I will stop you. I mean, you just haven't got that. And I know that was obviously a very Petery thing. But it was the same with all the modern Doctors. They've all had that sort of moment. And I guess really with all the old Doctors, they all have a moment where they're sort of, well, I don't know. Maybe they don't actually, the old Doctors. No, they don't. They don't really have those dramatic moments. But they just sort it out because
Jodie's thing is Jodie's thing to me in every episode is just be with everybody as another companion on board the TARDIS almost, up until the point where she needs to explain something to the audience, whips out her sonic, scans it, goes, this, I know.
Don't talk to me about that bloody sonic screwdriver. Cut Sarah Jane Smith in saying, boy, am I sick of that sonic screwdriver.
I know, alright, we'll get to it in a bit, Just contain yourself.
I should have brought my toy along and broke it in half because I didn't pay for it.
I've got it upstairs, but I'm not letting you break mine. I prefer the Jodie's to the 12th Doctor's blue one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Just saying that for brevity.
Okay.
The way she'll walk into a room when she needs to explain the plot, present the sonic,
always the same way.
Always the same way.
That drives me mad.
Yeah.
Why doesn't anyone say to her, yeah, Jodie,
you don't need to do it.
You could just. There was an occasion where I think it was in Arachnids.
She
to unlock
opens
the door
in the flat. Yeah.
Why didn't she just go? Open the door. Mark. It's like you're not Harry bloody Potter.
I know.
It's not Expelliarmus.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's obviously putting the Sonic in a feature role so it can be sold as a toy.
Bloody hell.
But you know what I mean. Anyway, she'll walk into a room, she'll do the scanny thing, she'll go, it's an antimatter vessel.
Yeah. And it's always like you scan it and she'll be like, oh, according to the Sonic.
Yeah.
It's like
it's like she doesn't know herself.
Yeah, it's like
she doesn't have that wealth of knowledge.
In Star Trek, they've got those scanners. That's all it is.
Yeah. But or she'll go into the other attic in It Takes You Away.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember the story my nan told me.
Yeah.
The solid tract. She'll do that. She'll explain it to Yaz or Graham.
Yeah.
Usually to Yaz or Ryan. Usually.
Yeah.
And then it's like, right, let's go fix it in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I will occasionally interject to add some character mischief, like Graham, she's not your wife, you can't take her with you.
Yeah.
She's there to, I feel like, just to set the other companions up to have more development than she is. And I think we need, through Series 12, looking forward to Series 12, we need Jodie to develop herself as the 13th Doctor instead of just being a conduit for the other characters to develop around her, because she feels like she's just facilitating their development rather than developing herself.
I mean, I would love, no spoilers for the episode coming on New Year's Day.
Coming out tonight.
Next episode at 7 o'clock.
They spoil it on Twitter.
Yeah, they spoil it on Twitter.
And apparently that's gone out on TV, that trailer.
Has it?
Yeah, with the Exterminator at the end.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, okay.
But when we get to the end. But I would love, because obviously they announced 2020, Jodie, Yaz, and they're all back. I would love for this Dalek story, one of the three gets killed. And that is the moment for Jodie's Doctor where she's like, oh, crike.
Yeah. Crike.
Oh,
crike.
Oh, bugger. You know, and she's like, you know, now I need to step up to the, plate.
Who would you kill off? I have no question for me. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think killing off Bradley would have more emotional weight.
I'd need another series with him.
Do you? I mean, I really like him.
For my heart and my soul.
Yeah,
and also,
he's probably my favourite out of the three.
Also to develop that as more of a heartbreaking moment.
Yeah,
because they've only, Ryan and Graham have only just told each other they love each other. And, and they've accepted that they're family now.
But I just feel like if you killed off Yaz, and I like Yaz, she's lovely, but if you killed Yaz off, it would just be like Earthshock. It'd be like, oh, the next episode, is there someone?
She'd come back as a ghost.
Wasn't there another person? Hang on a minute. It was Graham, Ryan, and never mind. It'll come.
Anyway, let's go to Heathrow. That's where I go. I think that's covered Jodie pretty well.
Yeah.
I think and we'll probably have more.
More's going to come out. Yeah.
So,
what would you give Woman Who Fell to Earth? I know we haven't really talked about the story.
No. So, I liked it.
You liked it?
I liked it. I thought it did enough to reintroduce the series in this new way.
Yeah.
I don't think it needed to be a 10 out of 10. And I know that sounds like I'm moving goalposts, but I don't think it needed to be an Earthshock or a Genesis or a Blink in order to kickstart the series. I just think you needed that. There's the tentpole.
Okay.
Here we go, bang.
Yeah.
And for that, I think it succeeded really, really well.
Okay.
And that's why I gave it an 8.
Okay.
I'd probably put that down to a 7 if I was to watch it again.
Right.
Just through talking it out with you,
Yeah.
I think that it is pretty dull in places. But there are enough moments in that episode for me when you think, okay, they get to the garage.
Yeah.
There's that setup with the guy in the garage who's obviously contacted Tim Shaw somehow, or he knows that rang him up. You took my
hello Tim.
Where's my sister?
You're wearing a teeth. I recognise those anyway.
Yeah. There's a baby teeth in your forehead. Obviously with that, you can pinpoint moments where you go, okay, now it starts to drag. Oh, but hang on a minute, then there's the guy throwing the kebab at him. And then it starts to drag. Oh, and then there's actually that quite cool confrontation on top of that building. And then it starts to drag. Oh no, but hang on a minute, then he starts ripping that old guy's face apart in the, when he kills the dude on the phone in the construction yard. Now that cheap heat, boys, for that, it's like, and I use wrestling analogies in our videos a lot. I'll use it again.
Right.
It might bore the tits off you, but I'm going to do it again. You want to build a bad guy.
Yeah.
You want to go, this guy, he's a piece of work. He's going to take you apart. He's a bad dude. What do? Cheap heat, get him to kill a granddad who's just spoken on the phone to his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Not many granddads get a call from their granddaughters at this time of the night. Oh, love, yeah, all that kind of stuff. Rip his face off now. Cheap heat. And it just got to me because I thought, and I spoke to somebody else. I was watching a lot of Series 11 with my friend Lydia, and she watched a lot of it here with me live, or I was around hers watching it live, and it was nice to have that viewing experience again, watching it with somebody who could give another opinion on the side of it. And she said, I thought that was really inappropriate.
Really?
The way that he specifically died, and the way that they...
I loved it.
Right, so this is the thing. I thought, when I first saw it, I went, okay, people are going to get really angry in the right way at that Tim Shaw is a bad guy.
Yeah.
He didn't know that this guy had a granddaughter or had just spoken to him. Had this lovely little moment, and he's just, ripped his jaw off and taken his tooth out.
No, he went, he's got dentures. He just sticks the whole plate to his head.
I wasted a whole charge of my hand on this dude, and it was just so not worth it. That'd be hilarious. Just like one row of false teeth. He takes them both out, he's got eyebrows, and they just jut out these false teeth. He has to carry a glass of water around with him and pop them off before bedtime. That'd be brilliant. So when I watched it, I thought that is a really cheap way to get him over as a bad guy.
Yeah.
But I could see people watching it going, "Oh, you bastard! That's so mean."
I liked it, and I thought it really set up. It was almost like a bit of a mission statement for the series of like, people are going to get killed.
Sure. The body count in that story was high enough for me to go, this is going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
I knew that. And there were going to be consequences in the series, and there were consequences. And
I said this when I spoke to Dylan and Emma for Galactic Yo-Yo podcast.
Oh yeah,
go have a listen. It's good.
Very good.
One of the things that I said is there was like a lot of horror in terms of people getting killed, a lot of body horror.
Yeah.
So that for one thing, people getting eaten by spiders. They were physically webbed up.
Yeah.
The guy Ribbons. That moth crawling out of his eye socket.
Great. Yeah,
really good stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there was good.
Or even in the finale, Tim Shaw putting his hand on that woman's face.
That happened
in the. Doesn't it happen in the when they're watching them on the TV?
Oh yeah, he does.
And she's on her knees, and he kind of goes up and says, puts his hand on her face and burns her face off.
Forgot that.
Yeah, I know.
We'll
get to that memorable finale. You definitely got the impression that things could happen and they could not be reversed.
Yeah.
I like the way that Stephen Moffat used to write deaths is he couldn't let go of the characters.
Yeah.
To the point where they're not ghosts like Graham is seeing. You see Graham's grief projected physically by having Grace in the scene with him.
Yeah.
She's not an astral being that has just reappeared or fallen through a different time stream. She's dead.
Yeah.
And that is why it works so well, because it's Graham who we all love.
Yeah.
Unashamedly love that man, right? And it's his grief, and that's what you see on screen. It's not,
It's not like with Danny Pink when, don't worry, I've sent this little boy, this little Iraqi boy that I accidentally killed through this astral doorway, and you send him back to his parents.
Fucking can't even remember that.
Can you not remember that?
I've just got an image in my head of that very vaguely, yeah.
If I was Clara, I'd have been like, well, you don't speak English.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Where do I go? What am I going to do with you?
Back to the home.
He's still in a flat.
Yeah, oh my god. And she's disappeared into time and space.
She'd have just been like, doctor, can we drag this kid in?
That would have been fun.
He doesn't speak English.
Well, the TARDIS translates.
Oh yeah, of course.
There we are.
Yeah.
Racist. Anyway, so yeah, body horror. Something else I was going to say. We've been on the first episode for fucking half an hour.
Gonna be a long one.
It's gonna be a long one. Body horror. Jodie specifies their jaws have been ripped off.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
And there's crunches. Isn't there a crunch?
No.
Is there no crunch?
This is the thing that annoyed me.
Oh, you wanted a crunch.
What a good old crunch. The problem was when he kills Kebab Man.
Yeah.
Right? He'll be living infamy as Kebab Man. When he kills Kebab Man and he's lying on the floor, there's a great shot. Tim Shaw stoops over in front of him, grabs his face, and you see him jerk his arm like that, and then take his tooth out. Now I watched it several times. People say, "Oh no, that was him just ripping his tooth out." No. Specifies that his jaw gets ripped off.
Yeah.
And there's two hand movements when he rips it like that, and then takes the tooth out, pulls it out. I really wanted a sound when that happened because clearly I feel like there was supposed to be one there, and maybe the censors went, "That's a bit rough."
Maybe.
But it was like it was a proper moment of like, oh, this is grim, and I loved it. It was like proper grim horror.
Yeah.
Body horror. You don't see people's jaws hanging off, obviously.
No.
But it's like proper. Oi, that is that is really horrible. And he's a vindictive, awful killer, you know, and that was great. And I
just wanted to kill a man tossing his salad.
Yeah.
Sit on that one.
I love the way your eyebrow waggled when you said it as well. I might zoom in and isolate that. Every time Matt says something slightly uncouth, the eyebrow goes mental. Lifts off his face into orbit. Okay, right. That was. What would you give The Woman Who Fell to Earth?
I give it a 6. It was a pretty average affair.
Okay, cool.
Like, I thought stories like 11th Hour did an introduction to the new Doctor far better.
I think that's, you know, probably the best regeneration story.
It really is very good. I think that one and Spearhead from Space is a pretty good.
Yes, of course, yeah.
But of course that's quite a slow burner because you've got John Pertwee running around.
I think I like that one more just because it's John.
Yeah.
It's, you know, shot on film, it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, 6 out of 10. I just think there could have been more.
Yeah.
And as much as I think all those elements of Tim Shaw are good, I just didn't feel like there was enough to him, you know? It was just like, I'm going around pulling people's jaws off.
Well, look, don't worry, at least he's not coming back in the finale. The Ghost Monument.
Yeah, Ghost Monument. I like this one.
Probably next to the finale, my least favourite of the series.
Really? Yeah. Okay. I think I like this one because this was the story where I sort of thought, she's the Doctor now. She's settled down. I mean, it looked amazing because it was all shot in South Africa. Good guest cast. I liked the way that they tied, you know, Graham's character in with the other woman, whatever her name was, the other pilot lady.
The lady pilot.
You know, they both shared a history with the Stenza, you know, and all those little elements. I thought that tied together nicely. And I just quite like the concept of an intergalactic race. I mean, alright, I know they were stuck on a sandy planet.
It's like a modern day Enlightenment, but with spaceships and
less boring.
What, in the first episode?
No, than Enlightenment.
Oh god, yeah. I liked everything until they started their journey.
Okay.
So up until the meeting in the tent with the guy, I was like, I'm on board with this. I like this.
Yeah.
And then it was, right. Also, those sunglasses.
Oh yeah.
That she got from Pythagoras.
Pythagoras, yeah.
She doesn't have a TARDIS. How did those sunglasses end up in her pocket? Unless they were in.
They were in Peter's pocket, I guess.
Oh yeah. Anyway, ignore me, fake fan. Everything up until that point, that great set piece at the start, which saves the episode for me, when you see the ship enter the atmosphere.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Look great, proper crash.
And the way that whole scene was shot, like in the spaceship, you know, one shot felt like it.
Yeah.
You know, really
there were a couple of cuts in it. Yeah.
But you know, they tried to get that sort of. It really, you felt like you were in the moment.
Yeah.
Crike, we're gonna crash.
Crike.
I keep saying Crike. That should be the title of this episode.
Crike, Series 11 review. From that point on, I really was not interested. Stenza aren't the interesting enough character for me.
No.
Desolation. Cool looking planet, awesome name.
What I liked about that was, you know, there was all this stuff like, you know, there's things in the water that if you go in it, you die instantly, and it felt.
Didn't see any of it happen.
You know, wouldn't that have been amazing if you had a moment where someone fell in and just
imagine if there were 2 other people involved in this race that were on the planet beforehand, and they were wandering around, or they were part of the other team that the other 2 characters were part of. Was it Sean Dooley was one of the guys in it, and I forgot the name of the actress.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had 2 other people and they were just cannon fodder, and they were just there to get
show
eaten by the piranhas and or whatever, and to get shot by the cyberbots. Sniper bots.
Ironic name. They come back. They were the worst shot robots.
Stormtrooper-esque levels of firing.
So bad.
But they come back in the finale.
They do, yeah. For some reason.
Anyway.
But what I liked about that with the planet is that, for me, it felt very Terry Nation. It felt like...
Desolation is such a Terry Nation name, man.
And it's like, it felt like so Keys of Marinus. Like, you know, like an acid sea and like this terrible desert.
And this city.
You've got an abandoned city with robots and... toilet roll creatures that attack you. You know,
toilet roll creatures.
That's what they're like, aren't they? These bandage things.
Or talking of them, let's talk about this one, because I've spoken to a couple of people about this, and they have similar perspectives on it.
Okay.
Timeless Child.
Yeah.
Everybody heard that.
Yeah.
And went, another fucking story arc.
Yeah.
Who's it talking about?
Yeah.
Is it Susan? Is it Ace? We'll get on to Susan in a minute, actually. Because I want to talk to...
Is it Paul McGann?
Is it Paul McGann? I want to get on to Susan when we do It Takes You Away.
Okay.
Everybody went, another story arc. And I thought, when they said it, I thought... it kind of went over my head. And then people started talking about it, and I went, okay, well, if it's mentioned in the next episode, another one we have to talk about in a minute. It's lots of stuff to talk about. If they talk about it in the next episode,
then it'll be an arc.
And I think we're so programmed to expect story arcs. When they said it, we went, story arc. Yeah. It's got to be. It's just a line. Like whenever they talk about the Fourth Doctor as this, character, and if somebody walked in the room and Tom Baker appeared and they went, the Wanderer through eternity. Like, okay, who's the Wanderer through eternity? Like, there's no story arc. They're just describing the Doctor. And
I didn't hear that and go, ooh, arc. I just went, just another name.
Timeless Child.
Timeless Child, Oncoming Storm.
Whatever the other.
Wet Vet. The Wet Vet.
Yeah.
The Wet Vet.
Yeah.
Man, you wouldn't use a towel after.
That is great.
The man who put ferrets down his tracks.
Oh dear.
The one who fell off the exercise bike.
Oh, I really need to listen to the Final Adventure. Because that's completely ruined the Sixth Doctor for me. Anyway, so Timeless Child, obviously not a story arc. But the way that everybody reacted to it was like, what's going to happen now? And it was this big deal.
She's pregnant.
Well, she might be. That was the rumour, wasn't it?
That was a rumour.
That's why the Doctor Who wasn't going to happen next year.
Yeah, but she's not.
And my mum said when I told her, Jodie might be pregnant, that's why. So why couldn't she be more careful? This is why the Doctor should be a woman. Oh, for God's sake, come on. About Elpatron. Anyway,
that's really funny.
So, the other thing I want to talk about in terms of story arcs, characters getting away, villains getting away at the end of the episode. It got to the point where I was like, this can't be a coincidence. The Pating, Tim Shaw obviously comes back at the end of the series. The guy, I've forgotten his name, the guy who facilitated the race in...
Art Malik's character.
Art Malik's character. Trumpy from Arachnids. I feel like all but the CGI monster in Pendle Hill.
Which
still got locked up. Morax. All but them. And they're still locked in Pendle Hill. Got away at the end of the series. It was like, this has got to be leading to a Pandora opens kind of team all the villains coming back at the end of the series.
What a bloody mishmash that would have been. Tim Shaw, I have brought together your greatest enemies. This little creature.
Honestly,
a man in a suit.
If Tim Shaw was there with that on the end of the lead, you wouldn't need the rest of the villains there. You'd just be like, off you go, Ting, eat him alive. I thought this has got to be some kind of coincidence. And then when it was like, okay, Daleks at the end of the series, what if the Daleks have caught wind? There's an incarnation of the Doctor they're yet to meet. And then they start collating information from all these villains that have been let off at the end of the episodes. That was what I was thinking. I've got so much to talk about with this series, and we've done already like 40 minutes. It's mental. It's probably worth just getting everything out, just because I'll forget otherwise. Right? So, let's... no, we can't talk about the series finale. Okay, right, what would you give Ghost Monument?
I gave it a 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
I gave it a 4.
Wow, so quite a difference there.
Didn't like it. Didn't like it at all.
Well, that was then followed by the universally praised Rosa.
My favourite episode of the series.
Yeah?
Possibly of the new series.
Really?
Up there with some of my favourite classic episodes as well.
Wow, my God, that is high praise.
Oh, aye.
Are you sure about that?
Very sure.
John Cena, are you sure about that?
I'm very sure.
I thought the story was excellent. I thought it was really, really good. Well acted. I loved the way that they portrayed the racism in Alabama. regardless of what some people say about, well, maybe not all.
Don't even try and do a Scottish accent. I
all,
sounded Indian. Don't even try and do a Scottish accent.
Not all white people in Alabama would have been a racist. Well, no, but for the purposes of this story, to get the bloody message across, that's how television works, you stupid git!
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I heard that interview and it just...
Oh, it sends shivers down your spine.
It really does. Anyway, yeah, I loved the way that they portrayed that because it was...
I can't believe it, they called me a stupid git. Can you believe this guy?
There we go. I'll just write out what I want to say.
This is what this side of the Doctor Who community is about, man. It's just, this goes crazy, man. I don't even know anymore.
You're just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
You did interview. Yeah, I loved that because when it happened, when we have that first moment where that guy hits Ryan, that is such a like it really knocks you for six.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's so.
But it's
awful.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
And that's what it was like.
I mean, they mentioned Emmett Hill.
Oh yeah, he got.
I forgot his
got
surname.
killed, didn't he? He was
like,
they strung him up.
Like, you think that's the least they could have done.
Yeah.
To demonstrate what it would have been like back then. Like, you know, Emmett Till.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're obviously not going to see lynch mobs.
No.
Or somebody being strapped to the back of a 4x4 and driven around a bike or whatever.
No.
But it's like, that's the least you could do to demonstrate how awful it is. I loved the scene with Ryan and Yaz when they're outside of the motel and they're talking about their own experience of racism. I thought that was really, really awesome because I really wanted to see them talk about them still experiencing it today. And the one thing that I didn't like about the episode, I've forgotten the name of the villain. Everyone just calls him Space Racist. Because he is. I think everybody universally refers to him as Space Racist.
You're a Space Racist, father.
So he's like, you know, I've come back to make sure you're kind, don't get ideas about your station or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, initially, I went, he's talking about humans, he's not talking about black people, right?
I didn't think it was very clear.
No, but I think he was talking about black people.
He was talking about black people,
and the problem was, it's like the whole episode is built around, don't worry, things get better.
Yeah.
No,
or not in this case.
No. I mean, he's been put away.
Yeah.
But he's also a murderer, so he's not been put away for being racist.
No.
So it doesn't get better.
No.
Does it get worse?
Yeah.
You know, if there are people out there that powerful with that kind of technology that are that racist.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't get any better than it is already.
Yeah.
And it's pretty bad now. You know. So it kind of. I think there was that was the only misjudged part of the episode. I thought.
I think my issue with it was with him, Casco, wasn't it?
Casco, sure. Space racist.
Space racist.
It doesn't matter what his name is. It will always be known as space racist.
Space racist. My problem with space racist was that he just wasn't. I just didn't think he was very strong as a villain.
No.
You know, like you said, that wasn't clear necessarily what his real beef was.
He was just a brooding dude with a leather jacket and a quiff.
Yeah.
It was just like, alright.
Yeah, you know, there was he didn't feel like a threat.
No.
I mean,
I like the vortex manipulator.
That was a nice callback. And the storm cage. See, there was all these nice little nuggets. All these people were like, oh, they're going to completely get rid of the continuity. No, they're not.
No, of course they're not.
So I liked that. I mean, one of the main things that I thought watching that scene where he strangles the Doctor, which was great. I mean, you could write an essay on this about the castrated man
attacking a woman,
attacking the first female Doctor, the sonic screwdriver, this phallic representation of power.
Now more than ever.
Yeah, more.
Well, it was designed specifically for that episode, for that thesis.
So I did like all of that, but again, he wasn't a strong enough baddie. I just didn't feel like he would. I think it would have worked better almost if this was like a meddling monk story, because that's he just felt like a time
I thought.
Yeah.
I thought like this could be like an updated meddling monk who's like cool looking and like, you know. That's what I thought it was going to be. I wear a leather jacket. I'm cool. I just thought that was going to be the idea, and I thought, that is a great opportunity for this to be the meddling monk.
Yeah.
And I said when I was watching with Lynn, I said, I bet this is this character from the classic series, and I was upset that I cried. No, I was annoyed that it wasn't, because it's like, similar situation you get with the finale, which we'll get to in a minute. There were lots of missed opportunities I felt in this series to do something cool like that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have meant anything to the viewers at home.
No.
Besides the fact here's a new villain we've been introduced to.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the old Doctor Who fans are going to go, oh, it's the meddling monk.
Yeah.
That's really cool. What harm would it do?
Yeah.
And it would have given that guy more gravity as a villain to go he knows the Doctor, and this is, or maybe doesn't even recognise that it's the Doctor to start with, and then you could have some really nice interplay between the two. Yeah. And he wasn't the meddling monk, and even though we've just brought this up as a point in a random video, I'm going to be sad for the rest of my life that it's not a meddling monk.
And I think that would have worked so much better, because when
we didn't know we wanted it, and now all we want is that to be the meddling monk.
I think had Casco have been a good villain, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Yeah. But I think he was just like, oh yeah, I'm just a racist from the future.
With a quiff.
And I'm like, ooh.
I'm hunky.
Yeah. Whereas, had it have been something like the meddling monk, oh well, I've come back in time, Doctor, I'm going to mess up the bus boycott because if that happens, I'm going to be able to get myself into power and do this, that, and the other, and really cock up the time stream.
Or the thing I like about the meddling monk is I'm going to do this because
it's a laugh, isn't it?
Fancy it.
Yeah,
this is Earth. What does it matter? How many billions of planets are there out there? This is the one planet I can.
Yeah, I'm just.
What are they going to do?
I'm just interested to see what happens if I throw back civilization by a couple of decades. Let's see what happens. And there's no Time Lords around anymore.
I like that about the meddling monk, because it's just
the Time Lords are trapped somewhere in another universe. Exactly. To bring all that up, but just be like,
what are they going to do?
Who's going to stop me? And they're like, I'm going to stop you because I'm the Doctor. It would have been that. What happened to that guy?
Ryan displaced him.
Oh yeah.
So another character got away.
Yeah. For some reason, I had it in my head. I was like, did you get hit by a bus?
No, there was a bit where he's stood in the middle of the road and there's a car behind him with the lights on. So it's like, oh, beautiful. I tell you what.
If it had been a Colin Baker story, if it had been season 22, Colin would have run him over with that bus and gone, you're just desserts.
As he runs the skull over. I tell you what, Taylor Tube is going to have a lot to work with in the edits for how we could have made the scene so much better.
This is like how it should have ended.
It is really.
Doctor Who edition.
But then, let's just put this out there. This is not specifically how it should have ended Series 11. No. This is any series that have done these things. It's just talking about today. Okay, so Rosa, what would you have given it? Oh, of course, big thing we have to mention. Graham's scene at the end. Beautiful bit of acting when he's on the bus.
Oh God,
that was terrible. He's got to be part of it. Was my standout moment of the entire series.
And even from Jodie, she's there, and you could tell she's like, God, this is awful.
Yeah, and
I really want to say something, but I can't.
She's like, stay where you are. I know this is terrible. You have to stay there.
It was excellent.
But hang on a minute. Graham wasn't sat down. So where was his seat?
Didn't a load of
white people got on?
A load of white people got on. So
but surely he got up to give them their seat.
Yeah.
Then Rosa got on. I wondered if Graham was going to be the one to have to go, get up, love. You know what I mean?
Imagine that.
It's like, hey, look, just pretend,
play along,
just play along. Just say, I'm not gonna. We'll break you out of jail or something. You know what I mean? Like this will do you really good.
Yeah.
That you're gonna be really famous out of this.
My dead wife's gonna wear a T-shirt with your
face on it. Yeah, it's like, and that's the only reason that this can happen.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'm probably misreading the entire situation. Yeah. I just kind of felt like, well, hang on, Graham stood up. Would the bus conductor not have gone, mate, you shouldn't have stood up, get one of them to move at the back?
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't 100% clear, but fair enough.
But beautiful moment.
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
Absolutely, one of my favourite moments in Doctor Who.
It was
for like a historical moment. Like, bloody hell, that's you see the consequences of travelling, and that line from Yaz, we're part of the story, was such a lovely Doctor Who line. It's like, you are, because you're travelling through space and time, you're getting involved in all these things, and that was a really like, oh wow, that's really special. Like they're actually acknowledging, for viewers who, kids who watch the show, it's like, we're part of history, and it's, I don't know, it was one of those moments where I thought a kid's going to watch this and it genuinely magical, where you think, oh my god, they're actually travelling through space and time and they're actually really
getting involved in these proper things. I think 9 out of 10. It was really, really good.
9 out of 10
I mean, you could have got rid of the baddie. It could have just been TARDIS turns up and it crushes the bus or something.
Oh,
and they're like,
or the bus is broken down. And it's got nothing to do.
TARDIS materialises and the bus rams into it, and then they're like, right, we've got to do something to get the bus working, so that
could have been anything like that. Yeah, that'd have been cool.
Doctor Who fixes a bus for 50 minutes.
It would have been better than the finale. Right. Okay. So then, was it the arachnids in the UK next?
Arachnids in the UK, or as I like to call it, the Green Death.
Spiders on the streets of London. Oh no, it's Sheffield. Sorry, I was singing the Smiths for no reason.
Oh right. Go on. No, the Green Death with spiders.
Yes.
Because it literally was the Green Death with spiders.
Yeah.
But not as good.
Well, no. Well, obviously. It's Green Death. Big business, corporation, sludge, big insects. Yeah.
But I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that it was like a callback to the Green Death.
No.
I thought that was like, oh well, he's a fan.
Yeah.
It's nice. People aren't going to know.
Totally.
Unless you're saddos like us.
Now, this is one of the few episodes of the series I did watch twice.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I wanted to like it more than I did.
Right.
I thought, I'm going to give it another go. I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah.
And I liked it slightly more than I did when it went out.
Okay.
But I only like it slightly more than the Ghost Monument, which I gave 4. So I gave this one a 5.
Okay.
Because of, and this is the thing about Series 11 actually. While you can sit there and go, I didn't like this because X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
You can when I think about the episode, I just think, yeah, but it had that really good, funny scene when they played Stormzy and all the spiders were walking in through the kitchen.
Yeah.
Or like, it had that really good bit when Jodie hangs upside down underneath the bath and she sees the spider. And as an arachnophobic, I got to say,
you aren't you?
I'm terrified of spiders. I was totally cool watching this episode.
Yeah, it didn't bother you?
Wasn't freaked out in the slightest. I think it's because, and Kat I always come back to this when we went to Bristol Zoo.
Yeah.
The Kat was like, there's tarantulas, and then there's fucking big spiders. And I was just kind of like, okay, cool. I don't like big spiders.
Yeah.
I don't mind tarantulas.
Yeah.
They were just like big dogs.
Yeah.
Like, they were so big, it wasn't scary.
Yeah.
If they were half that size and they jumped
like little ones and they were creepy crawly,
I shit myself. Like the fact they were that big, it was just like it should have a lead on it. It was that big.
Yeah.
It was so like not scary to me at that point.
Okay.
But would have scared the crap out of kids.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
And the way the guy what I wanted to
I mean, saying that though, you wouldn't want, if I was to bring out one of those spiders right now, if one came crawling around towards you around there,
I'd stick my feet on it and use it as a
alright.
Yeah. No,
because I've got one.
Again, and this is another thing with Series 11. This was really cool actually in an episode that wasn't, great.
Yeah.
But then you think, what I really wanted to see when they opened that door and the guy was being dragged into the bath.
Yeah.
What I really wanted to see was his head in the spider's mouth.
Okay.
Being chewed on. Right. Or something like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the spider
eating him.
Going at him. Like, even if this guy is like on his back and he's flailing around and this spider's just lunging at him and just like, not, alright. And then the web shoots out the back of his eyes. Whoa! That was quick, sorry. No, he's like going at him and he's like taking chunks out of him. That's what I really wanted to see. I really wanted to see, facing the pillow, go like the clappers. I wanted to see him.
I think we've learned a lot about your tastes.
That's why I'm scared of spiders, because I find them so attractive. I was trying to just denying it. I've been denying it for years. I wanted to see the spiders eating people, dragging people around, flailing them around in their fangs.
Yeah.
I wanted to see something like that. I wanted to see puncture marks. I wanted to see something like, it's a kids show, but I wanted to see something that just made them a little bit more than, I'm going to web you up and hang you upside down. So what?
Yeah, they didn't really feel all that.
When they're running towards Graham and Ryan down the corridor, it was like, okay, that's grim. Yeah. But all we've seen them do is web them up. We have.
They didn't feel particularly. Yeah, I think you're right. If we'd have had like.
That woman in the bed.
Yeah.
Imagine if, I don't know, it had. Because I think something they do is don't they it sounds like I'm going back to the sexual thing. They like extract the moisture or like suck juices out of animals they eat.
Oh, it's in real life?
Yeah.
I think that's the story.
I think they do something like that.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Imagine if they'd done that and it was just this like husk.
That
and she did look kind of husky, you know. Like,
oh, dog.
Petrified in the bed, like, a spider under it.
Yeah, I mean, it was clearly, this is a person wrapped round in
spiderwebs.
Yeah.
If it had been like,
yeah,
her leg was missing. Oh, obviously they wouldn't do that. But like, so, she's only got a torso. They pull the thing back and it's just their head on the pillow. If they'd done something where it was like, oh, I would not want to get caught by one of those.
Yeah,
What's it going to do? Web me up and drag me around? Like, so what? But if it had like eaten somebody, that then
like you never saw like one of the smaller ones like launch itself on someone
at somebody like, that would have been great. That would have been great.
And this story had one of those problems where it didn't really feel like the problem was solved because they locked up that lot. Isn't there more across Sheffield? Because
possibly
she's the woman.
Well, one of them got out.
Yeah,
and there was one in Ryan and Graham's attic.
Yeah, of all places. And then the scientist lady was like, "Oh, there's been reports
of them all over
of like weird spider activity."
But then I guess the place where they're kind of going to grow from is out of action.
Yeah, true.
And the main lot of them have been locked in that room to die.
Yeah, listening to Stormzy.
But they are.
I mean, that would be a fadeless and death if it was me.
But like, if they had, shown that they were all dead. Yeah, like there wasn't a resolution to it.
No.
The only resolution was saying
that's tonight.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
If you'd seen, we obviously saw the big mama die.
Yeah.
Like, fair enough. But that was kind of like lip service to, oh, it's all over now.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, it isn't, because apparently there are still loads more out there.
Yeah.
And there's probably going to breed, and like, there's going to be loads more of them.
That might be the sequel next year.
Maybe.
Arachnids.
In the UK too. More arachnids.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
It wasn't really arachnids in the UK, was it?
Arachnids.
In
Arachnids up north.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that big bugger. Get the dustpan and brush.
It's a broom.
Get out of it. You bastard.
I enjoyed it. I think that was the thing. I watched it and I came out of it. I was like, that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Not much.
That was it. But it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like.
What do you think of Robinson? It is Robinson, President-elect Robinson.
It was alright.
What did you think about the Trump aspect of it?
Oh, I thought that was a bit
political.
That felt a bit heavy-handed, putting all that in there.
I agree. I also think that you can't ignore that there is an ape in the White House. You can't ignore the fact that happened.
Yeah.
And that it's happening.
Yeah.
And I think Doctor Who should maybe now and again has every right to go, it's a bit mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's okay.
Okay.
Having said that, sure, the way that it could have been handled.
It could have been. Yeah, I think it could have been delivered better.
Yeah. But what if they didn't even mention Trump? What if Robinson was an allegory for Trump?
Yeah, well, that's what I thought.
They didn't even need to mention
because
he's a running.
I mean, that was the weird thing, because he was an allegory for Trump.
And also Trump is still in the real world as well.
Yeah, and I was like, but he is Trump because he's an asshole. Mm-hmm. He's got all these hotels and businesses and stuff, gold plated.
Yeah,
like Trump Tower. Yeah, it all.
It did seem a bit like we have to like doubly make sure that he is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You do know that, don't you? It's like, all right.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. I mean, I thought that there's every possibility that he could come back next year.
I feel the same with him and with King James.
Yeah.
In the.
And I'd be happy for that. I'd be happy for this guy to come back because it was left open for him to come back in another Earthbound story.
Definitely.
Like, he's
now
in the White
president.
House. Yeah,
like a kind of Harriet Jones.
Yeah.
But on the wrong side of the fence kind of thing. Yeah. Even though Harriet Jones ended up being a bad guy by the end of it. But.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did we give Arachnids?
I would give it 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Better than I enjoyed it more than the one with the first one, the woman who fell to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave it 5, I think.
We haven't talked about like the TARDIS and stuff in Ghost Monument, like that lovely moment in Ghost Monument.
Okay, that bit. Oh, also the that shot in Rosa. When it goes through the street, follows the fender of that car, and then goes into the alleyway, and the TARDIS lands, and then the Doctor pokes her head out.
There were some lovely materialisations in this season.
It's nice to see the TARDIS being being the TARDIS, you know, and you feel like it's a transport vehicle taking them from place to place. I had a tear in my eye when I saw the TARDIS at the end of the Ghost Monument, and then had tears of anger in my eye when I saw the interior. No, I don't hate it as much as you do. No, I don't like it, but I don't hate it as much as you do. I hate the fact we're back to fucking taps. And all that stuff.
It doesn't make
having
sense.
a TARDIS that looked like a spaceship. Or looked like a conventional. That does that. That is obviously the handbrake. That's obviously the helmet regulator. Now it's just that spinny little TARDIS, which I don't mind. That's the only bit of the TARDIS I like, is that tiny little spinning model.
But it's like, it's like all the taps and stuff, and the egg timer. Like, what's that all about?
And now I don't know if Kat still has the footage, but she filmed me telling you for the first time
about the
custard cream dispenser, which I knew I don't know how many months before the series aired.
That was around about July, I think it was. July?
Maybe slightly before that.
Or maybe it was in June.
Maybe. But anyway.
Yeah, it might have been. Yes, it was.
I told you about that.
Yeah.
And Kat filmed the reaction. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I'll have to see if she still got it.
It was beautiful.
I mean, actually...
Was it as offensive in the episode?
No, it didn't bother me. And, like, you know, it's not like she's there...
It's not going to be brought up again.
Custard cream, anyone?
Yeah.
You know. But I don't like that TARDIS. And it annoys me because she's like, I can't get used to these controls. Well, of course
she says it all the way through the series.
Yeah, of course you can't. There's no frigging buttons.
That annoyed me. She kept saying through the series, I'm still breaking it in, I'm still learning. It's like, you've had how many adventures off screen as well?
Yeah.
And you can't get control of the ship.
I also wasn't so keen on that between Ghost Monument and Rosa, it was like, we've been on 14 adventures or whatever.
I don't mind that.
I was like, oh really? Because I sort of felt like I'm still getting I'm still getting to know
They don't have to be like massive finale adventures.
Yeah.
Like when in the Sananga Conundrum, when the Doctor says, we went to that beach, I took you to a tropical beach or whatever, or we'll go there next or whatever, at the start of that.
And there's one like about the army of turtle people
something
in
like that.
Kablam.
Yeah.
But at times I sort of think, that sounds like a far more interesting story than what we've got.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that about any era.
That is true.
You know.
TARDIS.
Yeah, I mean, you made a whole video.
I made a whole video about it.
Yeah, and I'm so indifferent about it that there's no point even like me saying my opinion on it. I'm just not.
But the outside is lovely.
Exterior and the porch.
Yeah, that's great. I love all that.
All really nice.
But that was a nice moment.
The Sananga Conundrum. Probably the most divisive episode I think that went out that year.
Yeah.
This year. Last year.
Yeah.
We're not filming this at the end of 2018. That's why this Christmas decoration's still on up. I really liked it.
You really liked it?
And I'm not in a Rosa way. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I just switched my brain off for 45 minutes and I just went, I'm really quite enjoying this.
Okay.
And I don't need to really think about what's going on.
Yeah.
And that sounds like I'm, not being particularly favourable towards it. Yeah. But I was just like, I'm just kind of enjoying this happening and me not having to think too much about it.
I think so. I saw someone else on Twitter, I'm not sure who it was, said a very similar thing, that this was the point in the series when I thought this needs to up its game. Right. Because I was watching it and it was just like, I mean,
did you have the same reaction when you watched it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it and I just thought, throughout the whole thing, I just sort of thought like, but when is something going to happen? Yeah. Okay. It just felt like
in terms of that episode or in terms of the whole series, like when is
in terms of that story. Okay. It just sort of felt like, well, they're just running around. The Pating, alright, it's eating up the spaceship, but it was, it's over there eating up the spaceship. Yeah. It didn't feel very narrow. The creature didn't feel very present.
That's what I meant about the tell, don't show thing that I mentioned at the start or near the start of the video.
And I felt like, alright, I know that man got killed because of the escape pod shooting off.
And the lady dies at the end as well.
Oh yeah, she dies, but she just has like a heart attack, aneurysm. That's, I wanted to see the Pating like eat a man. Yeah. Can you imagine that? Like a man being like dragged into this maw-like mouth.
Yeah, like a snake eating a pig or something. Yeah.
And I said to Cap when we watched it, because I watched it before her, and then she came and watched it with me for the second time, and I said, what I thought was going to happen in this story was that you've got this cute little Pating and it's like blah, 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 eating everything. But as the story goes on, the more it eats.
That's up there with your Paul McGann.
As it eats more of the shit, it gets bigger and it becomes more of a horrible monster. And by the end of it,
stronger.
Yeah, there's this great big snarling fat git creature that they have to get rid of. And
but that would have defeated the point of the Pating being the Pating, though.
What do you mean?
Like a little bastard that's just like sweet, it will demolish your home in 30 seconds. True,
but I think by that point I was like, right, well, we've had a story with giant spiders that were just giant spiders. You know, they weren't malicious. They just were.
Yeah.
They
weren't malicious. They got a mission statement.
Yeah. We had Rosa.
They've got morals.
Yeah, we had Rosa with a space racist who, within the narrative, couldn't actually do anything because he was castrated, for want of a better word. Ghost Monument, we had the toilet rolls that were just like, oh, timeless child, you know. And I was like, right, okay, we still haven't really had a baddie. And then we had Tim Shaw, who's like, well, you might pull your jaw out and give you a bad dentist bill, but otherwise...
and kill you.
You know. And I think by this point I was just like, when is a baddie going to show up? I want a villain. I want someone who's malicious.
That was the other issue I had with the series. But then New Year's Day, Daleks. Let's hope tonight there's a body count higher than Resurrection. You know what I mean? Like, let's hope that shit goes down. Yeah. I hope so. Anyway.
I'm not down the toilet.
But that doesn't forgive the fact that didn't really happen in series 11.
And I think that was it. I think by that point I was just like, this is
more
fine.
The closest you got really to like a baddie. I thought they were going to be hemovores.
Did you?
Yeah, and another one. Bring the hemovores back. What detriment to the series would that have been? You know?
Yeah, I always get I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
So I just thought
Conundrum. There's not much to say about it.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
And I think that was the thing.
And that scene that everybody referenced on Twitter afterwards that nobody saw when it went out initially with the different monsters.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
That was nice. Like, okay, they're
still there.
The same universe,
you know. I sat there and thought, man, this story would have been so much better if the Silurians were in it, or the Silents were in it, or the Zygons, or whatever, any other monster, Cybermen.
Compare the Silents to the Zygons.
Yeah, but anything would have been better than. We're just stuck on a ship and someone's eating it. It might as well have just been, we're stuck on a spaceship and some of the parts have gone bust and the whole ship's going to blow up, so we need an AA repairman to come and sort us out.
I cannot wait for you to do an action figure adventure. You just do Jodie's voice all the way through it. I remember somebody tweeting, imagine all the kids doing action figure adventures having to now mimic Jodie's voice.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I think it just felt like 45 minutes of nothing happening. Yeah. And then there was that really weird moment where Ryan and Yaz, they're going along and the action just stops.
And they talk about
his dad. Yeah. And it's like, the ship's being torn apart.
Yeah.
Have this conversation another time. Yeah. More appropriate. Yeah. He's having a baby.
Yeah. He's having that one's got a knob out. Yeah. I agree that again, that's what I meant, like the shoehorning of a lot of stuff.
What's going on? I mean, I know we want these moments, and I like having those moments. It just didn't seem like that was the time to have it.
Also, let's say now, this is the last story until the finale that we're going to talk about, which was written by Chris Chibnall.
Yeah. Have you written every story by this point?
Every story apart from Rosa, which is co-written with Mallory Blackman. And I think that was supposed to be just Mallory Blackman in the credits.
I think so.
But I think that because there's laws to do with if somebody rewrites a significant portion of it, and it might have just been reformatting it. Yeah. If enough reformatting or restructuring had been done to it, he required a credit by law, by the Writers Guild. Yeah. So I think that's probably what happened. I think it was supposed to just because I don't think I don't remember seeing before that until the episode went out.
No.
It was like, and Christian.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what turn this takes now, because I think that everybody is in agreement that the guest writers this year were amazing.
They were really good.
Really good.
And, it was a testament that all of the guest writers' stories were generally better. Yeah.
Demons of the Punjab then.
Demons of the Punjab. Again, I really liked this story. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it when I watched it the first time, and I enjoyed it more the second time. Again, it fell in the same trap of no villain. Now, obviously, I know what people are going to say. You missed the point, Matt. The human beings were the baddies. All right, that's fine.
But that comes with where you are at that time.
Yeah.
Earth history, obviously.
And obviously, yeah, of course you can do that in Doctor Who, but I don't want that every week. You know?
Yeah.
And you already sort of had that with Rosa, and I get that you're going to have it here, but I still think either have a bloody alien in it that is going to be a baddie, or don't have them in it at all, because really the Demons of the Punjab they didn't need to be in it.
Sure. Or they didn't need to be as much of a red
herring. Yeah. Because it really felt
I like them as characters. I think they were cool.
They looked great.
Cool alien concept.
Yeah.
In fact, they used to be assassins, and now they're not.
And I mean, there's no stopping them bringing them back as these are the horrible ones.
Yeah.
This is so many hundreds of thousands of years before this happened.
Or even like if Yaz or Graham die.
Yeah, and they just turn up and be like,
great. Umba.
This Church Khalid. But I really felt with that story that you have all that stuff with them at the beginning, like I said, this massive red herring, but it's only really like halfway through that then I really feel like, oh, right now this is the story. The story is actually they're getting married. His brother's an absolute shithead. He was excellent, by the way. I thought he was really good.
It was one of the best.
You really want to punch him in the face.
Because it's like you could see in his eyes.
Yeah.
I don't quite believe what I'm saying, but I still have to go ahead with it. And it was like, don't. Bad idea.
But someone pointed this out, which I thought was also very telling, again, about the Doctor being a bit hopeless. That monk man, the first person to die, they're like, oh, what killed him, is it that stuff? Well, he'd been shot because Jodie then turns around to that guy's brother and goes, is that the gun you used to kill the...
Yeah.
You've got Yaz there. Don't worry, I'm a police officer. Now, what seems to be the problem with this corpse? There's a gaping wound in his chest.
And an even bigger one at the back. There's residues of gunpowder around the hole in his chest.
But he's got this purple shit on him. It's probably that. Poison.
I might put my finger on this. There's something. That's like the cat in Red Dwarf. There's some kind of connection here. I can't quite put my finger on.
And it's like, really? And the doctor's there. She's not like, oh, he's been shot. It's like, are you simpletons? I'm not a doctor, but
I know a gunshot when I see one. I live on the streets of Bristol.
That just seemed like I didn't notice it at the time, but someone pointed it out, and I was like, what the hell?
But it was bloody good.
It was good. But that, in hindsight, that seems like a bit.
I have to watch it again because I don't remember. I'm really thick when I watch a lot of TV shows. when she went, oh, that was the gun you used to shoot him with. I was like, oh. And then like everybody else in the room was going, well, I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't cotton onto it yet.
Why didn't? Because I thought, really, if they'd have gone, he's been shot, that with a rifle, because they'd have known. That would have completely. They wouldn't have even gone looking for the aliens. They'd have just been like, oh well, there's a man around.
They don't use carbine rifles in the future.
And his brother, the nice one, would have gone. I've got a rifle like that.
Where's it gone? Oh my god!
That would have been a very short episode of Doctor Who.
Definitely. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
And we can talk about several things in this episode. What did you think of the reworked version of the theme tune at the end?
Oh, I liked that.
Because when I messaged you, I thought, oh, he's going to hate it. I know you didn't like it at the end of Rosa.
Yeah. But that was because it was just
a pop song.
It was just not Doctor Who music.
I loved it. I thought it was so cool.
In which one?
In Rosa. No, the end of Demons of the Punjab. I thought it was so cool.
It just like,
it's quite haunting. Why don't we do it every week? That's great.
Yeah.
Like, what a great idea.
Yeah.
Like, obviously not every week, but you know, that.
Darling,
and it's like,
singing it.
I like the fact that Doctor Who now does do that.
Yeah.
And it goes, you don't need to play the signature theme at the end. Why not? Just like do something a bit different.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it's now decided to do that because, you know, it is a television program that can do literally anything. And I've said before, I was binge watching X-Files at the end of last year and into the new year. There's episodes that are in black and white. There are comedy episodes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why not do something like that?
Yeah.
And I feel like, from a production standpoint, you know, it's not the same as doing an episode with an entirely different context, like a musical episode or a silent film episode.
Yeah.
But this was pretty close to getting near that side of things.
Yeah. I'd love to do a silent film
Doctor Who episode. That
would be something I'd like to do.
They go to a universe where there's no like.
Or there's a creature that's like taking away sand or something. I don't know. And it's like the whole episode is.
Then Charlie Chaplin walks in.
Yeah.
And bumbles.
Yeah, they meet Charlie Chaplin.
That'd be cool.
Buster Keaton or something.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, it's all just done with intertitles.
What if they did like a Wax World episode? Like in Red
Dwarf. Yeah.
And you've got like all these historical characters, wax droids. Sagan Akinola.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Really, really good. Love his music.
Yeah.
Very good. Very different from Murray, but that's what it needed. It needed to be something different.
The 13th Doctor's theme.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. I loved the score in, I can't remember which episode it was. I think it wasn't Demons. Oh, it might have been Kablam.
Yeah.
There was one that was very heavy with snares and hi-hats, and it was like the main part of the theme was driven on a drum kit. And
I think that might be Kablam. Yeah.
I thought, oh, that sounds really good. And all the kind of electronic ethereal stuff, right really, levels what I wanted. And this is obviously for people who know about like incidental music, good incidental music. I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
When it wasn't Murray Gold going dun dun dun, feel excited. It was just like, this is like it drives everything, and it doesn't take.
Doesn't get in the way.
It's not dragging the footage with it and going, this is kind of what you're supposed to feel like. It's just along with it going.
I just want to tell the story.
Yeah, and it worked so well. And I often get the impression towards the end of Stephen Moffat's run on the show that Murray Gold was not recording as much original music as he used to. Maybe his pay went down, maybe they could only afford him for 2 hours of new music a year or whatever. So they ended up reusing a lot of scores, as everybody knows. But it's so refreshing to hear story-specific scores with the tablas and the sitars of Demons of the Punjab, and with the kind of spacey stuff in the Ghost Monument.
Each story felt like like its own thing. I mean, alright, you had certain themes that came back, but generally speaking, it really did feel like its own. It had its own voice, its own musical voice, its own flavour.
Theme tune.
Loved it. That theme tune, bloody brilliant.
The only problem I have with it. When Jodie falls, we've said this before, I think. When Jodie falls through the train roof, they play the theme. Sounded great. I didn't mind the title sequence not being in the first episode. I think it was a nice idea as part of setting up, getting the TARDIS back. Right, episode 3, now we're into our adventures. The version that they play in the start of The Woman Who Fell to Earth has this really cool rumbling bass line. When we hear it through the rest of the series, it's really low in the mix. And I've listened to it on headphones, I've listened to it on laptops, I've listened to it on my TV, through the speakers on my computer, through my dad's speakers in his room. It's really low in the mix in every instance.
Drums are at the top.
I like that. But they should sit on the bass line. And the bass line should be more prominent because that that he's done sounds really good, and it's a shame
because you only get it at the start, don't you? Every episode you have
bum ba ba bum ba ba, and then
it's
after that,
get the drums out.
It's still playing underneath. But it's not loud enough.
But other than that, and I completely agree. Other than that, I think it's really good. And I love the title sequence. It's really nice as well.
The only thing it's missing for me is I would like to have seen another element in the vortex. Not necessarily a TARDIS. Not even necessarily a face. maybe some rocks or something. Spearing through the title sequence. No, I would like to have seen. The way that the text appears with the actors is fine.
Yeah.
It's a trope of television now that you just see actors' names in credits that maybe wasn't so much of a deal back in the day.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I don't know if I needed this. My friend Jordan said that he wanted to see a TARDIS to give this false impression of movement and excitement.
Right.
And I feel like the TARDIS does do that in the title sequence. It does make you think like, oh, there they are, they're off on another adventure, we're about to join them for it.
Yeah.
But similarly to that, the way that every episode opens with that ink blot, it does feel like someone's opening a door and going, sit down.
Yeah.
It's time for Doctor Who. It's time for us to go on another adventure together.
That it just starts with that. Now.
Yeah, it's like the Hartnell stroke.
Yeah, it's really good. I love it. One thing I'm not keen on is the cut to black and then you've got the episode title.
Okay.
That seems weird, but
it's just different.
It's just different.
I
know I said it in another video, but I do miss the Wah-Wahs. I thought we might get the Wah-Wahs back.
Also, when I watched The Ghost Monument,
I
went, oh, I like this. I got really caught up in it, and I was with it. I was feeling it. It was great. Directed by.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Series producer.
Yeah. I thought that should be there.
What is going on? And it completely threw me off.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
No.
But I think that is just what telly now
is. Yeah.
And I think it's you need to have that at the start. Because most TV shows, if you watch an episode of Luther, it might have DOP at the start. It might have producer, director.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. And I just went, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Just get on with it.
Just that is what it is now.
Yeah.
But it does feel a bit like the Dave episodes of Red Dwarf, where you have the actors' names underneath the clips in the title sequence, and it's like, is that really necessary? Like if it is a requirement now, okay. But do you really need it?
It feels weird.
It just feels like,
particularly in a title sequence like that.
When it's a nostalgia show that predominantly is just being watched by people who like the show, it's like, yes, that is Craig Charles. Yes, that is Danny John Jules.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can't imagine like something like Red Dwarf is going to be getting many new viewers, particularly from the new episodes either.
Sure. So Demons of the Punjab, what do we give that? I
would give it a 8.
Okay.
Yes.
I gave it a 7.
Yeah, so 7 or 8, I think. Yeah.
Actually, no. I revised my Woman Who Fell to Earth down to 7. I should say. I used to be 8, so it has to be 7.
Yeah,
has gone down.
Just because we're talking about title sequences and stuff.
Yeah.
What did you think about the end of first episode? Have the nice music, blah 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 blah, and then coming soon. This man, this woman, this man.
They were so secretive about the rest of the series.
Yeah.
They wanted to preview what was coming up without actually showing anything that was happening.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the only way they could have done it.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it was an hour long. Do you think they were running under? Do you think it was another thing like the whole reason we have next time trailers is because Rose ran short and they had to stick that.
Oh, was it really?
That's the reason we have next time trailers.
Know that. Oh.
Rose was like, I don't know how, like a minute under, and they stuck the trailer for End of the World at the end next time to bump the runtime up.
Really?
I think, and then after that it became a trope of like most TV programs that most TV shows have a next time trailer now. I wonder.
They've just like made the credits come up slightly slower.
Not for like a minute longer. No, because the continuity announcer is going to speak up going, and next on BBC.
There must have been some other footage from that episode that they could have we'll just extend it. I don't know.
That's what I heard.
Some more Autons fighting or something.
Anyway, I think it might have run under because it seemed to go on. The theme tune looped.
Yeah.
Like, would they not have used a longer cut of the theme tune?
Yeah.
You know.
It felt weird to me. Like, I was watching it and I was like, but this just because these people are in it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me think, I've got to watch it. Because
the only one that I went, was when Lee Mack popped up. I was like, that'd be fun.
Yeah, because I didn't really know. I mean, I recognised some of them, but that wasn't like, well, I've got to tune in because so and so's in it.
But then they think, I feel like they're going for more of a childish demographic, a younger audience.
They're not going to know who these people are.
But then, so somebody said apparently it's because they're going for an older audience and they want like that kind of drama thing. Because on Sunday night, it's like, look at these actors for the adults watching, but that kind of goes against the children thing. I don't know the demographic thing for sure.
I mean, basically, in all honesty, I think the next time trailers and the TV trailers, apart from Resolution, which we will come to later, I've been pretty poor.
Yeah.
Because I think
it's just somebody walking through and going, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
like, or at the most you get, "Welcome to Alabama. Welcome to India. Welcome to this spaceship."
Like
so there's a bad robot.
The one for the New Year special at the end of the finale was awful.
It was just her going. Didn't she just say a line? And it was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop you."
Or me knickers. I don't know.
Yeah, and that was it.
It was just like,
oh wow, I'm so excited.
Yeah, for the Daleks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's just. I think, obviously, like you said, they don't want any spoilers. They're trying to keep it all secret. But I think the trouble is, in order to get people excited about things, you kind of have to tell them a little bit about it. You can't keep everything secret. Otherwise, just. I'd sooner they just didn't have a next time trailer.
Yeah.
If you're going to be like that.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, next story.
We've got 4 stories to go. Kablam!
It was alright.
I
thought it was pretty good.
It was probably my second favourite episode of the series.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't know if it was that high for me, but I did enjoy it. I thought the robots were great.
Yeah.
I thought visually it was...
Really, it reminded me a lot of The Ticket Collector from Greatest Show. Yeah. Which I love. That robot.
I mean, I think throughout the whole of this video, it is very much... It looked great, because that's what it was. I think it was a lot of style over substance in a lot of cases.
Which do you think was the cheap episode this year?
The cheap episode?
Because there's usually one that they sub out money for.
Actually, that's hard.
Did they go to Scandinavia to shoot It Takes You Away?
No, that's up in Wales. I reckon that was probably the cheapest.
Then in that case, yeah. Or maybe the finale.
Yeah, because that was just a quarry in Wales, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they didn't show, like, when the Earth gets blasted by that beam, they didn't show anything else. Maybe.
But yeah, Kablang. Yeah.
Kablang.
Kablang?
Kablam! Kablang!
Kablam! It was good. And I like the twist that it was, that kiddie was the baddie.
Yeah, and he was just lovesick and completely mental.
Yeah, it's like, they're stealing our jobs.
Yeah.
Again, very of the time, people with those attitudes.
I read some really long, wanky threads from people who were talking about how basically Doctor Who was saying that the capitalist kind of thing with Amazon is fine and that it can go on as it is, like it's okay.
What?
And it's like, I don't know how many people are packing bombs into Amazon parcels. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, it was. When I did an interview with Mr. TARDIS, I said, he said, I really want them to do a sequel to Kablam where they go to the planet where everyone's living on, and you actually see like their lives, you see what's going on kind of elsewhere.
That'd be interesting.
Which I would like to see, because I feel like there's still a lot more to do with that
explore
concept. And the idea of a workforce and a planet that is basically just sustained on capitalism, I think is a really cool idea.
Okay, it follows that sort of robots of death thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you hear about Caldor City and how wonderful it is, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
You sort of think,
Let's follow up on this.
There's a whole world that. And I think that's what makes a good story, is that although we only see a snippet of it, you know that it is a part of this much bigger thing, that there is a fully functioning world out there. And they said, it would be nice to see that.
One thing I didn't like about it, and I like my body horror in Doctor Who, the gloop that everybody turns into at the end, and it's like, Lee Mack's in that. It's like, I would like to have seen him get taken away, or I'd like to have seen him being captured and like about to die, rather than just disappearing like that. Because it was just kind of like, well, I don't know that he's definitely dead. Like you just said, he's in that big vat. Like, he might not be.
And like one of the sort of not one of the rules of television and cinema, but you do one of the things that of common technique is that if you don't see them die, they're probably still alive.
Yeah. Didn't Jodie, and I'm sure this is a line from a Capaldi episode, you remember when, I can't remember what the context was or which episode it was, when the Doctor said, he's the first Slayer if you want to pay your respects.
Yeah.
Didn't Jodie say a very similar line in that episode?
I can't remember.
Because I remember her saying something in that scene, and I can't remember if it was her or somebody else, but it's a bit uncouth for like
really?
I can't remember.
Oh no, Bradley touches it and then goes, has anyone got tissue?
It was something like it was something in that scene where
I laughed.
Alright.
I thought so.
Okay, fair enough. Cool. Yeah, Kablam. I liked Kablam.
Yeah.
Kablam was cool.
It was good.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah, I don't think there was like any real... The end was weird. That was the one thing that seemed very odd.
I don't remember.
When they're in the TARDIS and she's like, "Oh, can I want to go. I want to see it. I want to go and see his daughter. Tell her what a lovely daddy he was." and then is it Bradley Walsh
picks up the
thing,
the bubble wrap, and then puts it down again.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, don't touch that. You don't want to pop that, do you?"
It's like they all. It's like an episode at the end of Police Squad when they're all like, and the credits roll up over, and they turn around and go, "Hey," you know. No, he might be watching this video. I don't remember his name. There was somebody on Twitter,
right?
And I hadn't had a conversation with him. It might have been like James Goss or Paul Cornell on Twitter, where he basically said, "I do hope that scene at the end where Graham picks up the bubble wrap and nearly pops it wasn't supposed to dictate that he was being suicidal over Grace."
What?
I was like, what? I was like, there's no indication that he wanted to pop it. And he was like, no, I'm just making sure because I think that would be really out of order. And it's like, that
how would
absolutely
anyone
was
read
not
that?
What they were doing. Like, because it's just the way he looked at it and then slowly put it down, like he's sad he didn't get the chance to do himself in. It was like, fucking hell. It's just, if you're watching this, if that's the interpretation you get out of it, it's fine. It's just a bit mental.
That is insane.
Anyway.
That is, I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
Because that someone thought that was, whoa.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so, The Witchfinders.
Yeah.
One episode of the series, the one episode of the series I didn't watch live.
Okay.
Because I was in Liverpool and I phoned you up after I finished. I was very drunk and I phoned you up. Was it good?
Yeah.
I was walking through the streets of Liverpool.
I was like, what the hell's going on?
Because Kat picked the phone up and she went, "Is everything alright?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I just want to know you thought I was okay." And he was like, "Oh, we thought something terrible had happened." I was like, no, I'm just walking back to the hotel and it's like walking through Woolton, like, oh not Woolton, but like walking through, Toxteth. It was like, I kind of want to speak to somebody, it's dark out here, like,
I loved it. Well, yeah, it was good. It felt like a very traditional Doctor Who story. The baddies were bad.
Yeah.
It was creepy, creeping gothic horror, and the monster was an alien thing. And you had a fantastic guest star.
Alan Cumming comes in and just
chews the scenery,
everything in front of him,
and he was marvelous. He was so good. I just loved it.
Satan's greatest foe. He's so good.
I lapped it up. And my only complaint would be that
he wasn't in it enough.
My only complaint would be that the end, it all happened so quickly.
It reminded me.
Like it could have been like a two-parter.
I thought that I wouldn't go that far. I liked it, but I wouldn't have had a two-parter.
Too much coming.
Yeah. For fuck's sake, I would have. I don't do half the stuff that is him. I come in my box. The only thing that I didn't like about it was the ending.
Yeah.
You get that massive monolithic alien. I was just like, this feels like a Matt Smith story.
Yeah.
Like, there was something about the way it looked and the shots of it. I was just like, wow, this is like, if you were to ask any random non-Doctor Who fan, isolate a moment from the series that you think is like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It was just that kind of, we're all shouting and it's really windy and there's a big CGI monster and everybody cast it away and everybody's standing around.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really get like the tree was part of the circuit or
now I, for my sins, used to love Most Haunted.
Right, yeah.
Right? And obviously bollocks.
Yeah.
Obviously complete nonsense. But I've got somewhere in my deep DVD collection, I've got the full live Pendle Hill investigation they did.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Which was their like breakthrough moment where like everybody got thrown around and people fainted and Derek Akora got possessed and it's hilarious.
Did he nearly get impregnated by a giant mud creature?
No, he didn't.
Damn.
That would have been brilliant. But so I know about Pendle Hill and I like the Pendle Hill story and I think it's really creepy and I was like, okay, they're going to do a Witchfinder episode. Awesome. Oh, it's actually set in Pendle. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I like the idea of them using, like, really famous historical monuments or, like, hills and mountains and castles and stuff. I love the way that they're like, oh, that's actually an alien prison.
Yeah. I
love it when they do that. It was the last 5 minutes, the last 10 minutes, basically the point where what's-her-face, the main villain lady, turns
into the
bad.
Yeah.
I was on board with it up until that point, and then I went, I'm starting to tread old ground again, and I'm starting to lose interest in it. It just started to
I know what you
become a trope of itself at that point for me.
Yeah, I think that segment could have been handled better.
Yeah.
Because I think that episode was only 46 minutes.
Right.
And it's like, well, they should be all 50 minutes each, so really you had four minutes.
After the first one they were all 45 to 50 minutes. Were they all supposed to be 50 minutes?
I think so. That's how it was marketed. I'm sure it was marketed as they were all 50 minutes. Which felt weird, like, well, you could have had an extra 4 minutes but dialogue to just explain what was going on a bit
just
more.
At the end.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It was nice to see the Doctor have that really great scene which is chained up.
Yeah, that was great.
That was really good.
I loved the scene at the end when they all went into the TARDIS.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
I saw that and I had such a big smile on my face because I was like, this feels like the ending to like a good old Doctor Who story, you know.
And they were all stood outside the TARDIS watching it disappear. It was like the end of The Unquiet Dead. Like,
or like Terror of the Zygons. Yeah. They're in the woods.
It's that kind of moment where you
it's all a bit jolly now.
It's like, all right, they saved the day.
Yeah.
Off they go, and it's just you know,
heartwarming.
Definitely. I can't remember what I gave it. I think I might have given it a 7, just because the last 10 minutes just I
think I'd give it an 8 actually.
Yeah. Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I think it was because we'd had a bit of a slog where stories were like, oh, but why couldn't you have just had this, or couldn't you have just had a baddie? And it was just like, oh, actually this is actually just a baddie, and it was a good guest star, and I loved the setting of it all. It just felt like a good Doctor Who story. There's something else I was going to say about it, but I can't recall what it was.
If you remember, just butt in and interject. This video's had no structure to it as well, so it doesn't matter. It Takes You Away. Probably the other big contender for, you know, people having completely separate views on it. I think I fall somewhere in the middle with it, and this is the thing I was going to bring up about an hour ago about Susan. About Susan. So obviously at the end, they skipped the end because the whole episode was kind of a bit of a jumble in terms of, like, not in a bad way, because like the way that it played out across different planes and different realities.
There were some good moments in it.
Definitely.
Good moments, but I just think the payoff wasn't. No. It didn't deliver.
So we all saw in the trailer that sequence, the Glorious one, where Jodie blows the kiss. I was like, that's got to be somebody that's either a companion of hers currently, or that she knows generally, you know.
Not a frog on a chair.
Not a frog on a fucking chair. So and I, you know, I don't mind the frog, but
it didn't bother me.
Apart from the fact the way it looked.
My brother, Jonathan was like, it's fucking stupid. And Kat was like, come on, Matt. It's stupid.
So when I watched it, I thought, I love practical effects. One time I just went, just make it CG.
Yeah.
Just reshoot.
Or at least just like the mouth or something.
But then I watched it and went, oh, that's Doctor Who right there.
Yeah,
you know
it is very Doctor Who because it's so janky. It reminds me of the puppet in Fort to Doomsday. Not Fort to Doomsday. No, I was thinking of the Doomsday weapon.
Oh,
Colony in Space.
Oh,
when it comes out, why have you come here? And it's just like.
It's beautiful. And it's on the little chair. So my missed opportunity for It Takes You Away. Obviously, the Solitract wants you to stay with it. It wants company.
Yeah.
So it manifests the love of your life, somebody you've lost, whatever, right? Why could that not have been Susan?
Yeah.
If there's one person, or Rose, or somebody, if there's one person you could pick to be sat in that chair, the thing is trying to convince the Doctor to stay with it.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you choose a frog? That's Graham's thing.
Yeah.
With Grace.
He get on well with you. Spiders with frogs.
Yeah. It's like put a person from the Doctor's history in there.
Yeah.
It had Nan. She mentioned her Nan.
Yeah. It had no dramatic.
In the other side.
There was no real dramatic effect to that. Yeah. Whatsoever.
No.
It just didn't make sense.
But it's almost like exactly. It's like saying, how can Resolution not be a Dalek episode?
Yeah.
Or how can Resolution not actually be called Resolution of the Daleks? It's like, how could you not have done that?
Yeah, I mean, I understand why they didn't do it, because, alright, they don't want to alienate people with... Oh, guess what? Doctor Who's got a ground.
What if it was Rose?
Yeah,
that wouldn't have been the same thing.
Yeah, but do we really want to drag Rose out?
I wouldn't have minded it for that.
Oh, no, I don't want to back.
Okay.
And I think, it's been what?
I don't like
years?
Rose, but I would have liked her to be in that scene.
Yeah, I think they could have done something else. Or really, maybe the Doctor shouldn't have been in there. Maybe it should have been
Graham.
Just Graham and Ryan, or Graham and Yaz, and one of them. Maybe.
But again, then you're taking the steam out of the Doctor not being the main driving force of the episode.
That is true. I mean, it was nice that we had that moment with the Doctor where, and I mentioned this on the podcast as well, she's there like, I've seen everything, I've lived for thousands of years, if you want someone to stay with you, pick me, because, I like that we had a moment like that with her Doctor, but the payoff didn't work. It would have made more sense if she'd just seen someone.
Definitely.
I didn't like Ryan in that episode. I didn't like.
He was a bit of a twat.
Yeah, like. Yeah.
And like the way he starts pushing this blind girl around. It's like, what? I saw her interviewed actually. I think it was the morning of on BBC Breakfast.
Okay.
And she was talking about being, a blind actress. It was a really interesting interview, and I thought she did really well, considering she herself is not Scandinavian. She's English, British.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
And it was like, she pulled it off really well. And I thought her character was I think she was the best. I mean, obviously we like Graham and we like Ryan and Yaz. I think she was the best character in that story. Yeah. Because I felt like certain characters were acting out of turn, Ryan especially. Yeah. Yaz did sweet F all. The Doctor,
Carol.
You can remember what you were going to say.
Well, no, but you've said something that's just
okay
about that.
And we had what's his name of the Seven Stomachs? Ribbons.
Oh, Ribbons. Oh,
Ribbons. And
I liked him.
He was cool. But I think that she, within herself, that character, I forget her name. She was like the only Hannah. She was the only sane one, like in that whole episode. Because she was like, my dad's disappeared. You're not my mum. Why are you pushing me around? I want to go and find them.
She was the only one who could truly see.
Yeah. Oh, nicely done. That was terrible. It was great, actually. No, it was like, she was the one that you were, she was the only sane one in the whole story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's something else as well I thought was quite a nice touch. The dad. Yeah. Obviously, the mum was wearing the Arctic Monkeys t-shirt, but it was the I think it was the cover from AM. So it's the what? I
was just thinking like when Yaz is like, Arctic Monkeys t-shirt. I thought. She's blind, she might not know.
What if she knew what it looked like before? What if she lost her sight later on?
Oh, I see, yeah. But she might have just been like, that's a shirt, I'm just going to put that on. That day, she might have been like, am I wearing that one today?
She hasn't washed it since the gig. I can smell it. It's her Arctic Monkeys t-shirt.
Sorry.
Anyway, what I was going to say was, the t-shirt her mum was wearing was the Arctic Monkeys one, and it was the cover from AM, so it was the sound wave, which looks normal, right? Her dad was wearing a Slayer t-shirt, and I watched the episode and I thought, obviously we've not seen him in the other dimension, and I thought, have Slayer got an issue with them using the logo? Because it was flipped, and then when they go to the other side, obviously it's the right way around. any other Arctic Monkeys t-shirt that they put her mum in, she doesn't come back through obviously at the end of the episode. Any other t-shirt would have looked like, okay, yeah, so they flipped it around.
Yeah.
They chose the one Arctic Monkeys design that looks the same no matter what direction it's round. The AM thing is like, it was a weird decision. But I like the fact they mentioned the Arctic Monkeys. I like the fact that they brought that, they mentioned stuff like that, because it's like, it makes it feel far more real.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes it just like a real world thing. It's like, oh yeah, they went to see the Arctic Monkeys, and you know, and that was like, oh, you know, cool. Like, these people are real.
I mean, I noticed the mirror thing. I thought the mirror thing was a very clever idea.
Yeah.
I noticed it with Jodie's hair. I was like, her hair's part.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I thought it was a continuity error to start with.
I was like, oh, they flipped it.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a novel idea. So simple.
Yeah.
You know, you think of something like Stranger Things, the upside down is all squiffy and weird. Don't even need that. No. Flip the picture over. We're in a different unius.
Although a bit of a continuity ball ache when you think, actually, hang on, it's got to be the other way around, so stuff needs to be rearranged in different ways. Yeah.
But I thought that was a clever idea, clever effect. I liked Ribbons. I thought he was quite fun, and I loved all that in that weird anti-zone world. Yeah. That was all very cool. A monster got cut from the story.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. If it was either for time or perhaps the fact that its head looked like an uncircumcised penis.
Yeah. There's that. Is that the
tapered?
The photo with Jodie. There's a photo with Jodie.
Yeah. She's got like a camera around the thing. I don't know if the camera was hers or if that was part of the story. Who knows? Oh, hopefully it'll be on the DVD. Probably not that I would put a New Year's Day special on it.
They don't put anything.
They don't put special features on the DVDs.
It kind of felt like two different stories smashed together. Yeah. Which I guess was kind of the episode, because there's two different realities and different worlds. I would like to have spent more time in the anti-zone.
So would I, yeah.
I would like to spend more time with Ribbons. Yeah. Who my mum immediately went, that's Kevin Eldon. And I was like, how can you tell? Because of his teeth. He's got prosthetic teeth. It was like, I can just tell, it's the way he was speaking. It was very weird. But he was great.
He was really
Again, the moths, cool idea. They strip him to the bone. Yeah. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Great moment.
And they look good. They look like moths.
They did, and they look threatening. It was just like, there's a light on. I wonder. I love that. Obviously, they wouldn't have been able to predict the moth meme, but it's just why didn't anybody use that when that? Because I think it was still relevant when that episode went out. That would have been really funny. And again, something else we should say as well: the relevancy of certain episodes going out at certain times. So the centenary of the end of the First World War. Obviously, we had the Demons of the Punjab episode, and there was another one as well, and I can't quite remember which one it was. There was some kind of commemoration or something during an episode this year. I can't remember what it was. You carry on talking. I'm gonna have a look.
The other thing that I was going to say about this.
Oh, sorry, Halloween, the spider episode.
Oh yeah,
that was all it was.
The other thing I was going to say about this episode, obviously, a big emotional moment with Graham being reunited with Grace,
who we haven't really spoken about.
She's nice enough. Yeah, she was fun.
That was it.
Emma brought this up in the podcast. She was fridged in as much as she was
always going to die.
She was always going to die, and that was just to give the other character some character, backstory and whatever. But what I will say is that I didn't really feel Bradley's acting in that whole bit with Grace, because
I did in the last scene before when she sends them back through the mirror, but not the bit before.
Like when they were outside, I just sort of thought, well, and I've thought his acting's been great throughout the whole thing, and he did a wonderful speech at the end of Arachnids. That whole thing about I don't want to be on my own. Don't want to be on my own. Just want to come with you. And it's true. Like when I lost my dad, Doctor Who was coming on. Not long after that happened. Yeah. And every Sunday it was like, oh, actually, it is nice to have that hour.
Even before that, when you were doing the Twitch stuff.
And even before
you had that when your dad was unwell.
Yeah. So that was really prevalent for me. His line of dialogue about you need that. We need you. You're taking us away from all that stuff. It's like, bloody hell, you're right. Yeah. It really does. So when he then meets his wife, and it's just a bit like, I can't really, it can't be you. I just thought, Christ, if I saw my dad in a mirror universe, alright, I probably would think, in him, but I'd just be in bits.
Well, of course you would.
I'd just be like, I just can't deal with this.
But the thing is, I think the way that episode span it was that I think Graham always had a seed of doubt all the way through it, and because it had been quite a gap since we'd last seen Grace as a manifestation of his grief.
True.
I feel like most people either would have forgotten or it didn't carry the same emotional weight.
Yeah.
Obviously, with like your situation, it's a very personal and very different thing. And I feel like with Graham's character, and we'll get onto this when we talk about the end of It Takes You Away.
Yeah.
That was the end of his story arc. And I feel like it probably ended before we even knew Grace was going to come back at the end of It Takes You Away. I don't think Grace necessarily needed to be there.
No.
I think maybe in that regard, as a physical flip version of her, I feel like if you had another scene where he was just quite lonely and quite sad, sat in the TARDIS, and they'd all gone out on an adventure, or I've got a bit of a bad back or something, and he's actually genuinely quite sad and doesn't want to go off. If it was just him sat in the TARDIS and Grace was there, and they had a conversation and he finally said goodbye because he's got all of this around him, that would have been a better goodbye.
Yeah. And I think we actually sort of get that in Arachnids when he does that little speech.
That's true.
You know, it does feel like, right, I'm putting this behind me,
and now off we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's talk about the end of It Takes You Away, because my main takeaway from It Takes You Away was, regardless of the content up to the point that I'm going to talk about, which is the final scene where Ryan finally calls Graham Grandad, that could have been, it would have been, I think, a better season finale.
Yeah.
If you'd had a returning character as the Solid Tract, you could have put the finale, which we'll talk about in a second, anywhere.
I think the finale should have been like midway through.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It didn't. Yeah.
The finale episode should have been
midway through the season.
Yeah. So the thing is, the main story arc of the series has nothing to do with the Doctor.
No.
Nothing to do with Yaz. Nothing to be honest, nothing to do with Tim Shaw.
Yeah.
Right? He's just a character that did something in one episode, he's come back and they're mentioning it. It's not a big deal.
No.
For me, the main story arc was Graham and Ryan through the entire series. That was the only thing that I thought,
that was the
I
real
want some
thread,
resolution to this, you know? And then we get it, the episode before the finale.
Yeah.
And it was like, I could quite happily have had the credits roll there. Doctor Who will return on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I would. New Year's Day. I think that would have been a much better end to the series.
I agree.
Instead of going, there's a series finale. It's going to be big. It's called the Battle of Ranskorav-Kolos. You know, we're going to have this big bombastic ending, which I mean, they don't necessarily promise it in that way.
No. But you assume, don't you?
Yeah, and because the series is much more about the character interplay and intertextual stuff, I think It Takes You Away was, for me, was the series finale.
Yeah.
And Ranskorav-Kolos was just a bit of a weak coda to the rest of the series.
And I think after he just said goodbye to Grace, then having it the next week, I want to get revenge.
Yeah.
It was like, oh really? That always feels like a step back.
You could have put it back in the middle of the series.
Yeah, and then...
Because then he would have learned it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
You know, I've said goodbye to her, I didn't kill the guy, let it go.
Yeah.
That's the end of the series.
I mean, possibly a fate worse than death, because they did stick him in like a cupboard for
He'll
eternity.
come back, it doesn't matter. Like,
oh god, I really hope not. When I saw him do that with the hand, I was like, if he comes back...
He will come back.
Oh, don't, please.
Of course he will. He will come back.
But he's shit.
He's not shit. He just wasn't finale material. He's a good villain, I think.
Oh, he doesn't know anything.
No, I like him. I think he looks cool. I think the guy who plays him is
he's good.
Really,
he's got a good voice.
Yeah.
I like his voice. He's got scary.
He just wasn't a villain worthy of the finale.
Bit pants, I think.
What if you'd put Ranskorav-Kolos as episode 2?
I don't know.
No?
I think mid-season.
Okay.
Like a mid-season, or let's catch up.
Because like it's still raw for Graham, and he's like, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, mid-season, I think.
Okay.
But not the end. But is that the next story?
Let's talk about that. Yeah,
and the only other thing I want to say, which was you jogged my memory talking. You mentioned Yaz. Why the hell did Yaz go? Oh, reverse the polarity.
What if we could do something like, I don't know, reverse the polarity? Yeah.
Like, because that's not.
I didn't mind it.
Oh, it bothered me and my brother. My brother texted me, he's like, how would she even know to say that? I mean, she doesn't know what it is.
Polarity is like a common phrase, and reversing it is the opposite of doing, because they're on the other side in a flip universe. I get why they. I can make the mental jumps that she would have made.
Yeah, but Yaz is.
If she turned around and gone, reverse the polarity, like that would have been different.
And it just felt weird to me. I was just like, that is such a Doctor Who-y thing. It's
quite Moffat-y kind of like reference, you know.
Yeah, that's how it. And it just didn't make her seem real in that moment.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It just took me out of the moment. Like, what that feels like something a character would say, like I said, in a Moffat story. And for a series that had
I'm Doctor Who.
Yeah. For a series that had tried to be like, oh, these are real people, you know, it just felt a bit odd. I mean, Yaz, bless her, no issue with the character really, but she just hasn't had anything to do. Yeah. And she's a policewoman, you know, you'd have thought all this police training.
I mean,
it was nice that she had that moment with the girl in this story, and she was like, well, you know, I've been trained to deal with these.
Most of the character development, I feel, has been on those case files on the YouTube
the Jack
channel.
And Raiders, yeah.
I think though, from the trailer for Resolution, I will be very shocked if that isn't her driving that car down the motorway that's skidding around.
Oh,
I think that's going to be her.
Yeah, well, it ain't going to be Ryan, is it? But he's dyspraxic. on the pavement, killing
people over.
He killed more people than the Dalek.
Well, you know, as long as the death count's high, I don't care. I don't care who does it.
It could be a bad case of flu, and all the old people were just wiped out in that
It's not even a Doctor Who story. It's just the NHS during the winter. Okay, so the finale, the Battle of Branskar Av Kalos.
I'm glad I couldn't remember what it was called.
I'm probably pronouncing it wrong anyway.
Yeah.
Huge letdown.
Oh, that was the letdown to mark all letdowns. Just nothing happened.
Again, are we too conditioned to expect big things from the finale? Because it didn't, you know, we didn't have an arc.
No.
Are we let down because, it's not like the Big Bang or Doomsday or
Parting of the Ways?
Yeah. I mean, if we have this next year, it's not going to be as bad, because it's not going to feel like as much of a letdown.
Yeah.
But if it's the same kind of thing, where it's just another episode, but we're referencing something that happened before, are we still going to be as annoyed? Because that might just be what we're doing now. For
maybe.
Finales.
I mean, I think probably
taking the finale out of it.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I mean, even just as an episode, I didn't think it was all that exciting.
Same.
It wasn't very interesting. Quite dull.
Yeah.
A lot of waffle, you know.
It was premium waffle.
It was just like, oh, these people could do this, and now they're going to do that, and because they can do this is going to happen. Yeah. And now to fix it, I'm going to do this and call the TARDIS back with my sonic screwdriver somehow. And it was just like, I found this issue with The Woman Who Fell to Earth. There was that moment where she gets Ryan's phone. And she zaps herself with it, and it's like, well, how did it do that?
Yeah.
Like, what did she, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, it just felt like this needs to happen, so fuck it, this is gonna happen. That's
the curse of the Sonic, really, isn't it?
That's the curse of the
I mean, everybody and their nans know that the Daleks, are in the New Year's special, right? And that's not a spoiler. If you get upset. They spoiled it by showing it to a room of 500 fans.
Yeah, and someone Instagrammed
the most dangerous creature in the universe. What's it called? A tracksuit.
Tim Shaw.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be anything else than a Dalek.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Khalid.
See, someone did an edit of that. That was so funny. If you go on the review on Twitter, someone did an edit where they put Khalid at the end of that trailer. It was brilliant. So, anyway.
Bloody hell, if you turned up at the end of the Battle of
Branskar Kalos, it would have been a 10.
Yeah, it would have been.
Would have been a 10.
Yeah.
So, I had a better idea of how this series should have ended. Right, fantasy booking. Let's do this thing. So, they have those cube things.
Yeah. With a planet.
The Doctor had one strapped on her rucksack.
Yeah.
At no point did I see her take it off.
Yeah.
And disconnect it, and put it on that thing. There were 5 of them, I think.
Yeah.
I only saw 4 on those poles getting zapped by the TARDIS lantern, which I thought was quite a cool idea.
That was nice, I like that.
Disappearing and going to the planets. Tim Shaw mentions they are the planets that have defeated us or that have wronged us in some way. There's one alien species which is absolutely definitely going to wipe out the Stenza. It's the Daleks, because they are, you know, machine creatures. They're very powerful. So I thought, oh no, we forgot about this one in my backpack. It's alright guys, I'll go and take it back to the planet. They put in she just plugs it into the console. Right, it'll just take us away. She doesn't look at where they're going. Yeah. Opens the door. They're on Skaro. Yeah. And there's just like, you know, that scene from Doctor Who and the Daleks. They step out and just like dozens of Daleks just flood towards them. And then New Year's special. Yeah. That's what I thought it was going to be, that kind of.
It needed there needed to be like a little through line into the Christmas one.
Do you think it would have improved the episode? Do you think you would have thought of it more favourably if they'd even done that, just for like the last like 30 seconds?
I mean, I still thought the episode was crap. Yeah. But I would have at least ended the episid thinking, ooh. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. But the last 45 minutes actually weren't that good anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't even get that because, like you said, the next time trailer was just her like going,
get off this planet or something.
And it was like,
So there aren't Daleks then?
Yeah, it's like, what? And it was only seeing the TV trailer. Yeah.
When they were driving around and it was like, this looks quite good. Yeah. I think it looks really good.
It does look really good. I mean, Wayne Yip is a great director. He directed Empress of Mars and some other stuff, and he directed episodes of Happy, which were really good.
There's a Netflix series.
That's really good. Good fun. So I'm really excited for it. And I think the trailer for that episode was the best trailer of the whole series, because it felt like...
And it didn't have Glorious playing in the background.
Didn't have Glorious playing. It just felt like this is a trailer.
I just want to see a Dalek come through the smoke.
Glorious.
Glorious. Like, oh my god, he's just mowing soldiers down.
It just felt like a very traditional sort of trailer, but it was exciting, you know? I was there like, oh, people are getting blown up. And, you know, the Doctor's clearly in a bad place because she's thinking, oh,
Daleks.
Shit. So I think, maybe for the marketing next year, maybe go back to that actually, make people want to watch it. And that was the thing. I was like, I really want to watch that story.
This is the thing that we know through conversations we've had with people about the state of the programme while it was being made, and the way that it was viewed before it started. Yeah. The marketing for it, I don't know if this is as a direct result of the stuff we heard, but the marketing for it seemed to dip a lot towards the end of the series. Yeah.
So front-ended, like towards the end.
It can't sustain itself just by a massive opening episode, because it's not how telly works anyway.
No, towards the end.
There wasn't a running storyline, so people weren't going to lose interest anyway halfway through. But
no, towards the end, you would have been forgiven for not realising
that it was actually on.
So the marketing needs to keep up. Because I can't remember when Russell T Davies was doing it. You'd see trailers,
TV episodes all the time. And they would all follow the same formula. For that specific series. Like every series 3 episode trailer would end with the Doctor and Martha stood outside the TARDIS and stuff like
that. Just odd. I think. And like I said, I get that they don't want to spoil things, but you need to show something to get people interested in. I mean, look at the trailer for Resolution. You would be forgiven for not realising that the Daleks were in that story. Yeah. You know, like, even I still...
Until the Twitter thing.
And that was weird. You know...
Using the old 2005 Nick Briggs
clip.
Exterminate. Yeah. He might not even be in it.
Yeah. You know, it was
weird.
It's so strange. When I saw it on the Christmas Day, I was like, this is a weird fan thing. It's like, put a bit of effort into it. And then it was like, no, this is the actual BBC. It's like, really? Like,
don't screen it to members of the public. Like, obviously it wasn't just like, hey, come in, bring your nan and your kids or whatever and sit down and watch Doctor Who. Obviously it was like a ticketed or like screened screening event. But
it just seems...
What did you expect to happen?
I know.
If you want to drum up anticipation, okay, I get leaks, because it happens all the time. It happens to Doctor Who all the time and other TV programs. Leaks occur. I get that, but they were so quick to get rid of that clip of Chris Chibnall talking about Daleks during the Q&A afterwards, that it just seems weird. Like, why would you just jump this thing in? Like,
I mean, part of me wonders if it wasn't because it leaked. Part of me wonders if, because generally speaking, everyone thought the finale was a bit of a damp squib.
Yeah.
I don't think I've really seen anyone who thought, Jesus, that was amazing. Yeah. I think everyone thought...
I saw one person who said they liked it more than other episodes of the series.
Really?
I think it was Christopher Thompson, who didn't like the series, and he said finally, last episode, they hit it out of the park. I was like,
Interesting. And I wonder if maybe some of the BBC was like, crike, you know,
it's the third time you've said it.
We're losing momentum here.
Yeah.
People are losing interest. You know, we haven't revealed anything from the finale, from the New Year's Day special. Can we at least tell them that the Daleks are going to be in it?
Maybe it wasn't supposed to be a New Year's Day special though. I think it got moved from Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And let's quick rattle the brand score, Carlos.
Oh, score. Oh, I don't know.
I give it 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I liked that with Tim Shaw with his big lungs.
That was what I was going to say as well. Is that the thing that I've been saying all the way through? But actually, this happened as well.
Yeah.
That bit was really cool.
Yeah.
It looked great.
But I didn't like the fact that the sniper bots couldn't shoot for shit.
Yeah.
That was just dumb.
And they were back anyway.
Yeah, they were back anyway, and they were crap. I didn't like the fact that all Graham had to do...
figure line, would have made sense bringing them back.
Yeah.
Because cool, the kids can buy one with a cloak and one without a cloak, and all that kind of stuff.
Sadly, there is no choice. But I also thought it was ridiculous. Okay, I get that Tim Shaw was ill and whatever. That Graham just had to shoot him in the foot, and then suddenly, the greatest warrior of the Stenza race
is just on his arse. Yeah.
Oh, you shot me in the foot, and I'm out for the count.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
That was absolute. A guy with dyspraxia and an old codger
with back problems,
low blood sugar, and getting over cancer, defeated this man, this big warrior who can tear your jaw off.
With a peanut butter and banana sandwich in his pocket or whatever.
Yeah. It's like, really? Yeah. And they had the strength between the two of them to get him in this thing. And I mean, I knew he was dying, but
if they'd blown his leg off, I would have got them being able to pick him up.
Yeah.
And that would have been like, get some revenge rather than just shoot him in the foot, you know. I don't know.
Or maybe during that moment, Graham's got the gun on him, and Ryan
ripped his jaw off.
Yeah, right. And Ryan came up from behind and did something to incapacitate him, clubbed him over the head. I don't know, stuck a
screwdriver in the back of his head.
Yeah, it was. That would have made more sense. Not just
fucking knifed him. So I give it 3.
Yeah.
So the finale, the real finale.
Yeah.
I think that this was supposed to be a Christmas Day episode.
Funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Because Russell T Davies posted a picture on Twitter of his Dalek toys.
Yeah.
With a bauble, and he put like bauble. And Stephen Moffat replied with, another of my great redesigns, or something big in the mix.
Yeah, and then he replied.
And he replied with, well, at least you managed to get one ready for Christmas Day, or something. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Obviously we can't say a lot of what we've heard.
Yeah.
But we know there were production issues.
Yeah.
And they are good. Well, not production issues, but like issues internally that have been sorted out, but that will mean the series is delayed till 2020.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that's what's plagued the New Year's Day special.
Right.
Because if the contract with Terry Nation is a thing to be bought into.
I mean, Stephen Moffat and Rusty Davies have all said that isn't the case, but you don't know.
It can't, like the way that it's all played out. It's like, why do you have to keep bringing it back?
Yeah.
So, and I've never heard anybody categorically deny it.
No.
Like even when we spoke, he's never given us an answer about it. You know, the thing that perplexes me about the New Year's Day, and this will be our preview for it, which we'll obviously enjoy later today.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the review for it as a separate video, like a week or so, for 6 months from the point that it comes out.
We've got all the time in the world, the next series isn't on for another year.
It's great, we'll wait until New Year's Day next year before we call that resolution. The thing that I'm in two minds about it. Firstly, I think the contract thing is legit.
Right.
I don't think it's been renegotiated.
Right.
To allow them to have the freedom to not use the Daleks as often as they are required to. I think that the episode was supposed to be a Christmas Day special.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a high body count in this story.
Right.
And I believe that maybe it was rescheduled to New Year's Day because it's less of a, bummer to watch people getting mown down by a Nazi killing machine on Christmas Day.
Yeah, that's true.
We've never had a Dalek Christmas episode before, and they are killers.
Yeah,
and I just feel like maybe that was what happened, and that maybe the Termination Estate, something else as well. Maybe the Termination Estate went, okay, you can move it to New Year's Day. That's fine.
It's only
it's a week later.
Yeah,
it's exactly a week later. But that would then tie them over for having no episodes next year to fulfill the contract to have a Dalek episode next year.
Yeah.
And because even during specials and Christmas episodes, when it's just been that one episode that year, we've seen a Dalek.
It's not Daleks turned up, but yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's a conspiracy. You're sheeple. You don't believe.
NPCs.
Yeah. No, that's not that. You can
Is that not
the wrong comment.
Is that right? I don't know. It's bloody stupid anyway. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Dalek is going to look like. The plot is pretty bog standard. There's a lone Dalek ended up on Earth, got locked away, and now it's out.
Brought up by a bunch of Vikings.
The Dalek's brought up by Vikings.
That's what I've been
raised by Vikings.
Hello, my name is Sven.
Sven the Dalek. I think it could be quite good. Did you hear the radio trailer?
No.
There's a radio trailer. It's basically exactly the same, but Jodie says something at the end like, "My New Year's resolution is that I'm going to stop you," or something fucking equally dumb.
Oh, maybe it was supposed to be a New Year's episode then.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it is meant to be New Year's Day.
Okay.
But they could just do it on Christmas Day. It's not that.
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to be like, "This is Christmas."
I guess it's the fact that they didn't announce it as not being a Christmas special for that length of time that makes me think it was. And
I love how they waited until the end of the finale to announce that there was going to be no Doctor Who.
Until next year.
Did you enjoy that? Yeah, we ain't going to be on for a year. Bye!
Yeah.
Quickly scurry away.
But then it's like, obviously everybody was going, the momentum they had, and then when we know why, it's like, okay, fine.
I mean, really, after the finale, I'm not that fussed about it really being on there for another year. I think I can live without it.
I'm disappointed it's not going to be on next year.
I am disappointed, but...
Not in the same way that I was genuinely disappointed there was no Doctor Who on Christmas Day. I was actually a bit like...
I did feel, at like 6, 7 o'clock, I was like, I really feel like something should be happening now.
I was playing the pointless board game with my family. I was like, literally anything but this. I would watch the Doctor and the... that's a bit too far. But there needs to be something on. And across the board... maybe, thank God, Doctor Who wasn't on Christmas Day this year, because across the board, TV viewing figures for Christmas were the lowest they've ever been.
I'm not surprised.
I think the highest viewed programme was like 6.2 million on Christmas Day. It's just really bad.
But there was nothing on.
There was nothing on.
It was shit.
Anyway, so that was Series 11.
So all in all, what would you give Series 11, not necessarily a rating, but what do you think?
I think it was a very strong start to a new era of Doctor Who, with some really standout episodes, but disappointing. I don't even know how to quantify it, because maybe we expected too much, and maybe we expected so little from it that it actually was really good in the end, and it surprised us. Because a lot of it comes down to expectation.
Yeah, that is true.
Would we have been as unfavourable about the finale if the expectation there it wasn't there for it to be so big and bombastic or so impressive?
Possibly, yeah.
But then it's like, the whole series.
That's what I mean. The whole series, the way I would describe it is that it's been quite hollow.
Okay.
It's like lots of style over substance, stylistically amazing and all that business, but the stories just felt a bit empty. And like I've said a million times here and on Twitter, where's the baddies? Where's the baddies? Where's the monsters?
Yeah.
For me, growing up as a kid, Doctor Who was all about the monsters. And even with Rusty Davies, we got some great monsters under him, and with Stephen the Silence, and got the and Angels and all that. But I didn't leave this series thinking that was a good monster.
But to be fair, I don't think we've had one of those for at least the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's true. I guess they've been peppered with that was a good Ice Warrior story, and that was a good Cyberman story.
Sure.
I guess.
I'd agree that there were elements of it that felt a little bit lame. And I don't mean lame as in that's so lame, but like, you know, a little bit haggard and just but not quite that bad. But just a little bit like, you know, it had a lot of heart, but then equally also seems like quite hollow, quite shallow in a lot of ways. Which is a shame because, again, like I said, it had a lot of hope and a lot of positivity in it. But at the same time, it did kind of fall by the wayside, a lot of it.
Bit of a damp squib.
Yeah, towards the end, I think.
Yeah, it just sort of fizzled out. Yeah. It's like, you know, like you look back at season 19 and you see like a story like Time Flight ending off the season. Yeah. And you think, God, imagine that as a season finale.
I mean, it wasn't that far off what we got.
And
though,
that, weird parallels going on this year with season 19.
Yeah, with a big TARDIS crew. Yeah. You know, changing Doctor, like a big radical change in Doctor from, you know, age obviously to gender and stuff. Yeah. Big deal. Obviously we're looking at it from having just gone out. We're looking at it from a perspective of didn't get the attention through the advertising and promotion that it probably should have got towards the end. Yeah. In 5 years. Yeah. What do you think you'll think of this series? Will it go up or down in your estimations? Most seasons go down, I have to say, apart from series 3, which has gone up in my estimations.
Yeah, I like series 3. I think this one will go down.
Yeah.
I think in 5 years' time we'll have all gotten over the fact that, you know, it was the first female Doctor and all that kind of stuff, and that, you know, that it was such a big change, and we'll look back on it just as, here are some stories, and I think we'll probably go, you know what, this isn't actually that great. Whereas, you know, I can still look back on series 1 and think, God, there were some good stories there.
Yeah. I think...
And series 3.
I agree with you, but I still think that there are enough great episodes in there, peppered almost in the right way through the series, that it would make me want to go back, and I don't feel a compulsion to watch any of the last 5 years of Doctor Who on DVD or Blu-ray. No. But when this box set comes out, well, in like 20 years when they've actually got some fucking special features on it, I will watch it. And I will sit down and I will remember, you know, the excitement of there being a new Doctor, new fresh idea, you know, maybe with the new series to come, if some aspects of it improve, if they work on some things that we didn't maybe enjoy quite so much, because obviously you've got to please.
I found this on the web for some aspects of improvement. Take a look.
What? That was Siri.
Wow.
Fucking weird.
Creepy.
Yeah, I think if there's things that they work on, in like seasons to come, I think people would I think people will see this as a good stepping on point for like people who haven't watched the series that much before, and like as a good, you know, soft reboot for the. Well, it wasn't even that soft. No. Like a big, you know. Yeah. Think, okay, right, Doctor Who is gonna, you know, this is just for the next 10 years. Let's go.
Yeah. I think there's a lot for them to take. I hope that they learn from this series, and I hope that they learn from it in a positive way. Don't tread what they've done this year and go, right, how can we improve upon it? You know, because I think generally speaking, a lot of people felt the same way. Yeah. Like I've seen a lot of people voice the same sort of criticisms from all walks of fandom as well, not just because I follow.
Looks like big naysayers or like or like really overly positive people.
No. Yeah. I mean, like Queen of the Sonic. You know, her Jenny. Her opinion was exactly the same as mine basically throughout the whole thing. You know, to the point now that she isn't doing videos anymore, which is a shame. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see that maybe if the next series is, because I've seen a lot of people sort of say, I feel like I'm not really that bothered about watching it this year. Like I know Chris Thompson felt like that. And
I wonder how much of that is fatigue from being fucked over from previous years, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because to have had a lot of hype behind the series, and then for you to have just not actually fancied it that much, is your own beef.
True.
It's not indicative of the programme itself.
No, that's true.
You know, which was a whole conversation I had with a certain somebody about a similar thing of just because it's your opinion that you didn't like it that much doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. And it's been, you know, like again, retreading stuff. The viewing figures have been very high, you know, consistent towards the end, but low. You know, they got lower, and they certainly dropped.
Yeah.
But you know, biggest, you know, viewership for Doctor Who since it came back, since you know, biggest season debut.
Yeah.
Apart from a special, it was the biggest debut for Doctor Who.
I'd be interested to see what the viewing figures are like for Resolution.
Yeah.
And I think
that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty good because word of mouth, you know, the Daleks are in it. Honestly, I think maybe keeping the Daleks a secret was maybe not such a good idea.
Okay.
I think they should have gone one way or the other. They should either have kept it quiet.
Because how many people are going to be sat there on New Year's Day not watching Doctor Who? There'll be lots of people, but do you know what I mean? Like, not watching Doctor Who, and then somebody suddenly texts them and goes, the Daleks have just appeared on Doctor Who, and even if they're not that bothered, they're not going to instantly jump for their remote and go, whoa, let's watch it! You know what I mean?
That's true. I don't know, I think had it been marketed in such a way that they could have really built it up.
Yeah.
I don't know, It's difficult to say. Maybe people just don't like Doctor Who anymore. Maybe it's just old shit and we should just get on with our lives.
I don't believe that at all. And I think that it's the start of a new kind of run for the show that will hopefully take it into another generation. And I think that I'm ending the series feeling far more positive than I did towards the end of the Moffat run. Far more positive.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I felt fatigued, like we said, after Stephen's run. As much as I love series 10.
I wanted the series to go off air for a couple of years and lick its wounds.
I mean,
but now I want to watch some more Doctor Who.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed series 10, and like you, I was sort of quite happy for it to go off for an extended period. I mean, Twice Upon a Time, that really did make me think, God. Yeah, I think now that we've just sort of almost found our stride again, it does seem a shame that we're going to have a year without it on. It would have been nice to think, oh well, you know, in a few more, 7 months' time, there'll be more Doctor Who on.
But then you think that, for a show like Sherlock, obviously that kind of suffered from having long hiatuses.
Yeah.
Or take Luther.
Yeah.
How long's that not had a regular series on for?
It's
a different beast. It's a smaller run for a series, and arguably is more critically appraised than Doctor Who. But it's a similar thing.
It is.
It's been off the air for a while.
Yeah.
Sure, it's had resurgences on video sharing platforms like Netflix and stuff, and streaming services where people have discovered it, and they're like, oh, there's a whole new audience ready to watch the series that comes out.
Yeah.
I think it's the same for Doctor Who. I think a lot of people have come back to the show that had left it before. I mean, you only need to look at the fact that the lowest viewing figure for this series was still like 4 million more than the lowest viewing figure for last year.
Which was lower than Battlefield.
Well, the lowest viewing figure in Doctor Who's history.
That's bad, isn't it?
That's I mean,
phenomenal.
Comparatively, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sure, as a whole, I mean, it was low.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like, it just shows that there are more people willing to watch Doctor Who than there were last year.
Yeah.
And I think on that note,
that's
quite a positive way to do it. Yeah. Cool.
Well, enjoy the New Year's special, Resolution of the Daleks, or...
Which it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be quite shocked if we didn't get that in the title.
I'll be angry. I'll be very angry. I'll start throwing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if all those, they revealed the cover art, didn't they, for the DVD and stuff the other day. I wouldn't surprise
me. They'll add a Dalek in. They've got to add a Dalek into it,
so enjoy tonight's episode of Doctor Who. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. Let us know what you thought about Series 10 in the comments below. No, not Series 10, it's Series 11.
Series 11.
Isn't it? This one that we've just been talking about for the last 2
Don't
hours.
talk about Series 10 in the comments. Let's not have nightmares.
I hope you enjoyed it. How long have we been going?
About 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Is it the same day?
Yeah, well, you came over at 11.
We've missed Doctor Who.
Oh, shit.
We've missed it. Oh, never mind. Well, cheerio. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.